Gone. Gulls summer send-off.
The Gulls take game one.
And he's looking for the strikeout to put an exclamation point on this series, and he does.
And for the first time in franchise history, the Sylvan Lake Gulls head to the WCBL championship. There will be a new WCBL champion this season. That's got a chance.
A home
Where
run.
is it going?
Good
is it
night.
not enough? Yes, it does. Marcus Abelhosen with the walk-off homer.
The Sylvan Lake Gulls have got the dog off their back. They are headed to the WCBL championship final with an 8-4 win.
After taking one on the chin last night, the Sylvan Lake Gulls will look to bounce back and seek redemption in Game 2 of this 3-game series against the Energy City Cactus Rats. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the warm, cozy Gulls nest. We sure are lucky, aren't we? I'm Cale Clark, and once again joining me is my color analyst, Scott Stimpson. Happy to bring you Gulls baseball right here on FloCollege, brought to you by Visit Sylvan Lake. The Cactus Rats spoke their name in last night's effort, especially early on, and brought that energy with a great start to silence the home crowd early on, and then from there battled right until the end, eventually hanging on for a win. And Scott, I mean, that was probably kind of how they drew it up to start on the road.
Yeah, they certainly came out hot out of the gates. They were hitting the ball hard and often, and then their game kind of changed throughout the game as well. Throughout the night, towards the end, like 6th, 7th, 8th inning, they started to play a little bit of small ball as well. They got some bunts down, and really 3-4 bunts between the 2 innings of work that they played small ball, and it was really effective for them. They got the bases loaded in that situation. They scored some runs with the bunts, so all around is a good game for both sides, really, as both teams got some really solid pitching as well.
Well, we spoke about, the Sylvan Lake Gulls and their way of getting back into this game, their efforts, and they really battled right to the bitter end, making things really interesting with the bases loaded situation in that final frame. There was 2 away already, and the tying run over at second, it was close, but no cigar for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, as like we talked about, the Energy City Cactus Rats really knowing how to manufacture runs with the small ball. Let's take a look at your starting pitcher ahead of tonight's matchup, and that is going to be Cato Griffin, getting his second start of the summer with the Sylvan Lake Gulls team. And so far from what we have seen with Cato, he's had 2 innings pitched. He had gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, walked a guy, but he had a couple strikeouts as well. So, yeah, I'm sure he'll be looking for a solid start from him on the mound for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. But here's who he's going to match up, Scott.
Yeah, see the order for the Cactus Rats. Quite a few faces from last night that we saw. Steve Fermin, one of them, leading things off. Matt Verlack and Dan Kawanishi to round things out for the first 3 hitters of the game. Then David Simmons, Riley Quack, Liam Kirsch, Hiraku Aikida, and Seiji Umizawa, and Micah Cervantes, who, like we mentioned off the top, was one of those players who could bunt the ball around the field. So we'll see how they line up, or I guess how they hit against Griffin Cato to start things out.
Yeah, I mean, they started off really hot, but we see a little bit of changes going on in the outfield for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. And, you see John Boy Rittenhouse stepping in to replace Michael Quick's position. Dom Giusti remains out at center. Isaiah Nolan remains in left field. And then Maddox Shaver over at third. Tylen Grays at shortstop. How about Joey Marino? He's going to be in second base. Coleman Perry's going to stay put. But then Reese Sherman, the NCAA Div 1 catcher for for Gonzaga is going to step in for the Sylvan Lake Gulls and have a good opportunity and his second taste of what it's like to be behind the plate, because he had a really good game against Brooks in that win on Saturday night. But he's going to be catching the balls and strikes from this man, Cato, who's getting the start, his second start, like we mentioned, on the season. Looking forward to see what Griffin Cato has in store for us here tonight. First pitch, ball one.
Trillium Real Estate Group, proud supporters of our community. Trillium Real Estate, we are fiercely local.
So I'm thinking if you're Sylvan Lake Gulls, you're Matt Hape, you're looking at this start and you're thinking, okay, we got to shut this offense down right off the get-go, and B, have a better start just in general. I mean, defensively, yes, but also offensively, the Sylvan Lake Gulls, they were they were a little bit quiet with the bats in that first inning. They did get things going in the second inning. But, yeah, definitely going to be a test for them here tonight. Energy City now sitting third place in the West Division as this is grounded right to Graves, who scoops it up and will make the throw in time for out number one.
Good start there defensively for the Gulls, getting Tylen Graves involved defensively like we've seen all season long in this young season, just showing off that range of his, able to get to any ball that's hit anywhere remotely in his direction and record the out at first base. So one away and a couple more, and it's a good clean inning that the Gulls are looking for, and haven't really had that to start the year yet.
Well, we see another new batter in this game for Energy City. That was Matt Verlack that hits it right back to Cato, who makes the play himself and tosses it over to Perry in time. And you know, we got a little bit of a sight on Verlack. He's got some wheels here. He turned on the Jets pretty good there, but a really good heads-up play there by Griffin Cato to record out number two himself. This will bring up the number 3 hitter, Dan Kawanishi, the DH tonight. And we look at Kawanishi from last night, and he was pretty good. Went 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs last night, so he was dangerous for sure.
Seeing that comebacker go right to the pitcher to start things off. That's what we saw last night as well. The Cactus Rats were throwing things up the middle to start things off, and it worked for them last night. Currently not the case with Cato taking that one pretty easily. Yeah,
I mean, those ones that were hit at the pitcher last night were a lot harder,
yes,
too. They were line drives right back up the middle. Luckily, Cato with a good pitch and good positioning on that ball had Verlack swinging over top of it. That just turned into a bouncer right towards him. This is popped right up. Pop fly ball into shallow center field. Dom Giusti on it, and he'll make the catch and just head right on over to the dugout. So a really good start, a much better start for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, going 3 up, 3 down on the Energy City Cactus Rats. They'll hit the bats now when we come back to the bottom of the first.
Summer lingers in the air, in the sound, open skies, worn boots, one more night before it's gone. Gulls summer send-off.
Now it's time to get a look at our starting pitcher for the Energy City Cactus Rats, and this guy coming from Abbotsford, BC, going to Madonna University, is Matt Svensma for Energy City. And Svensma at Madonna University, he had some decent pitching numbers. He had 28 innings pitched, and he had 24 strikeouts in his work. giving up 24 runs, and not bad. Not bad numbers by any means for him as he looks to get a good start here in the summer. This is who he's going to face.
Dom Giusti will lead things off for the Gulls here, the center fielder, then Maddox Shaver, the third baseman, and Joey Marino, the second baseman. Then they'll be followed up by Coleman Perry, Tylen Graves, John Boy Rittenhouse, Bryce Turner, Reese Sherman, and Isaiah Nolan to round out the order.
And this is the defense that our Energy City is going to send to the field. So Hiraku Akito was the DH last night. He's going to step into left field here tonight. Stephen Fermin staying in center. Riley Quack out in right field. And then you got Seiji Yumazawa over at third. Of course, Micah Cervantes over at shortstop. Matt Verlack at second. David Simmons at first. And then Liam Kirsch stepping in behind the plate to play as the catcher. So this will bring up the leadoff hitter for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, Dom Giusti, who's playing center field as always, seeming to be a pretty good fit for him in the Sylvan Lake Gulls this season. And he grounds this one right through the gap into left field for a base hit to lead things off on second pitch he sees. So a good start. We talked about the start, Scott. Defensively, they got the start. Offensively, they got the first base hit as well, right off the get-go.
They got out of the first half of the inning with no runs on the board, something they haven't really done yet, and then a nice little hit there to shoot the gap between third and short, and you got a runner on, and it's your leadoff hitter, so we'll see what Maddox Shaver can do to follow things up.
Yeah, that's Dom Giusti's third base hit of the summer. He got one last night as well. And that'll bring up the guy that we were talking about a little bit in my pregame hit, brought to you by Medicine River Oil Recyclers. You know, when it's off air, it's for everybody in the crowd here, just for those that don't know. But we were talking about how the Gulls heated up as the game went on last night, and Maddox Shaver himself with the bat heated up as the game went on with back-to-back, you know, doubles,
and then a single to round things out.
And then a single to round things out, yeah.
That was the 6th, 8th, and 9th inning.
Yeah, and he went, so he ended up going, he was 0 for 2 to start the day, and then he went 3 for 5 by the end of the night. So pretty good stats there for Maddox Shaver. Very close to being our player of the game, by the way, as well. I did want to make note of that, as it was hard to find a player of the game. We gave it to the other guy that was on the other side of the field, on the mound, and Braden Stewart, who was just absolutely gunning them in the 90-mile-per-hour category. This time, Shaver, he was very close to making that our decision.
Also, the pressure situation that Stewart was pitching, and he came into the game with runners both in scoring position, gets 2 strikeouts, and then he starts the inning fresh, works himself into a jam, bases loaded, and then he gets 3 more strikeouts out of that. So how do you not tip your cap to that?
Absolutely. Yeah, there was some really good plays and some really good players in last night's effort, where the Gulls fell just short to the Energy City Cactus Rats, but the Cactus Rats really brought everything they had last night, had a really good game against the Sylvan Lake Gulls, played some incredible, as you mentioned, small ball to kind of close things out in that game last night. And this is ground right to the shortstop in Cervantes, over to second, over to first, and it's in time. Double play as they ring up both Maddox Shaver and Joey Marino.
Yeah, that was getting close at first base, but a good job there by Cervantes to grab that one, get it to Verlack, and he turned that one in a hurry to get it over to Simmons just in time to get that double play. But you also get Giusti making his way over to third base.
That'll bring up Coleman Perry, the first baseman for Sylvan Lake, and he had a good night too with the bats. He went 3 for 5 at the plate with an RBI. So, and that's one thing, you know, I had a good chat with COO Akil Samuel, is that he was mentioning, you know, a lot of guys were contributing last night's game. You know, you didn't really have a bad batter in last night's effort. It was everybody was getting some hits. And
hits up and down the lineup. That's what you want to see. Everyone contributing there, pulling their weight, and it resulted in a really close game. They pushed back in the 9th inning as well to make it a close one.
Putting some balls in play. And there's a strike called on Coleman Perry, who's from American Fork, Utah. That one a little bit down and into the turf. Doesn't get too far away from Liam Kirsch. Keeps Giusti over at third. 2-1 now to Perry. on a day that turned into being a beautiful evening for baseball here in Sylvan Lake, Alberta, Canada. I know all day it was cloudy, it was rainy, it was you kind of got a little mix of everything, and then right before game time, the clouds broke up and the sun came out. It was like Mother Nature knew there was baseball to be played here in central Alberta.
You wouldn't have known looking at the skyline now that an hour and a half ago we were driving through pockets of rain through the ballpark.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a great shot there on your TV screens back at home. Yeah, absolutely beautiful now.
You can see how beautiful green everything is with all that rain that we got the last few days.
That's, a good point, right? 100%. Clearly, Alberta needed it. And that will find the strike zone for a full count to Coleman Perry. 2 away now, thanks to the double play started by Micah Cervantes. However, Dom Giusti 90 feet away from breaking open the scoring. Full count to Coleman Perry. And he's got him. As he finds the strike zone on that pitch, as Perry looking, and the Energy City Cactus Rats get out of a little bit of a jam to start things off here. And a great pitch there by their starting pitcher in Matt Svensma. They'll come to the bats in the top of 2 when we come back.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
David Simmons, Riley Quack, and Liam Kirsch, the scheduled batters, up to face this guy for his second inning of work, and that is Griffin Cato, the starter for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, getting his second start this summer in the 2026 WCBL season. And so far, a great start for him on the mound, a 3-up, 3-down inning for Sylvan Lake. Almost had a chance to take the lead in that first, as this is grounded right up to Tylen Graves, who makes the throw look easy in time over to Coleman Perry for out number 1, the exact same way he started the first inning, with a throw from shortstop to first.
He's such a fun defensive player to watch. Like, he just does everything right. It's just it's a privilege to get to watch him play night in, night out.
Well, and he's
he
a
looks
tall
so
boy.
Smooth out there.
And he's tall. He's got some good height to him as well over at shortstop, so that also kind of helps, I think, a little bit.
You got that reach, but you also have to have that footwork and that smooth ability to transition like that.
Absolutely. That ball just missing inside for ball 1. This is Riley Quack, the right fielder. And that just a little down low for ball 2. This ball is hit pretty good into left field. That will find Isaiah Nolan settling underneath of it, though, for out number 2, as he makes a good catch there, as the wind is a little bit quieter tonight. Not as crazy or heavy as it was last night. I mean, we looked at it last night, and it was coming from the east to the west, which for viewers at home, right now on your screen, the wind would be coming from the right, where the batter is, to the pitcher to the left. That was where the wind was going last night, but tonight it looks like, A, it's a little calmer, and B, I can't really tell where the wind's going, to be honest with you.
Must be because it's a little calmer.
It's probably because it's a little bit more calm, but yeah, the jerseys were flapping in the wind last night. That's how breezy it was. Liam Kirsch at the plate right now. He's down 0-1 and sees that ball go by for ball one. 1-1. Let's take a look at our umpires for tonight. There is a very good-looking, handsome man, Jeff Chipley, the third base umpire, crew chief on tonight. And then over at first, you got Peter Wall, and in behind the plate is Levi Wagner. And this ball hit hard into the gap. Left center, it's going to land for a base hit and bounce right off the wall. So a really good bat there from Liam Kirsch to get a stand-up double.
Took 6 batters, but they finally get a good bat on the ball, shoot the gap between center and left field, and stand-up double, like you said, for Liam Kirsch, the catcher of this Cactus Rats team, looking to get the offense going. And now the hits have been evened up to 1 apiece here in this game.
Yeah, great hit there from Liam Kirsch. We saw him come in last night, kind of at the three-quarter way point of the game, if you will. And yes, he came in as I believe it was a DH at one point, I want to say. Yeah, he came in for Burnett. And he had one at-bat. Or no, he came in as a pinch runner, my apologies. I don't think he ever had a chance to bat, according to the box score here from last night's game. That ball is popped all the way up over the screen and behind us. 1-1. Hiraku Ikeda, he was the DH last night. He's now playing left field tonight. And he hits this foul towards the truck where Green Onion Media Production is set up to produce this amazing game that you're watching right now on your TV screens or laptop screens or wherever you may be watching from at home this evening. We got to thank our good production crew, Green Onion Media. Without them, this broadcast would not be anything close to what it is right now. So thanks, Calvin. Thanks to the team at Green Onion Media, of course, for always creating a professional type broadcast on any given Gulls night. Hiraku Ikeda is now even with the count 2-2 with 2 away. Runner over at second, and he takes a swing at that one's dropped, so Sherman's going to make the throw down to first, and that will be in time. So that will sit down. Ikeda, 4 batters come up to the plate with only 1 hit, and the Gulls will come back to bat in the bottom of 2 when we come back. You're watching Gulls baseball on FloCollege.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Have you ever wondered if there's one thing that connects people from across our province? Something that connects the coffee shop to the spray park, or the brewery to the rodeo, the campground to the sports field. It's pretty amazing when you think about how it's all connected, because it truly is, and it's all we think about, so you don't have to.
For more than 40 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Matt Svensma in for his second inning of work, and so far both pitchers have been perfect. Only given up one hit on each side, and that will bring up Tylen Graves, the shortstop for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, who went 1 for 4 last night and had an RBI as well. So Tylen Graves looking to get things going here as he will lead things off here in the bottom of 2. John Boy Rittenhouse on deck, and Bryce Turner, the DH, the 3 scheduled batters to start this inning. Now pitch down and away for ball 1 on Tylen Graves, the shortstop. From Bartlett, Tennessee, goes to Southwest Tennessee Community College. Knows former, or I kind of want to say returning goal, but he's not here. This is hit hard. Let's leave that for now as this ball has left the ballpark. Tylen Graves with his second homer of the season in a Sylvan Lake Gulls uniform. What a shot.
Yeah, that was a pretty good piece of hitting there. Tylen Graves showing off that power. He's got that pretty big body of his, and obviously 2 home runs early on in this season, showing off that power that he's got. There's a comparison made when we were talking to Akil Samuel earlier. He reminded him of Troy Tulowitzki, and Tulowitzki could hit the ball as well and has played very good defensive baseball. And we see a little bit of both going on there. Got the hands activated early on defensively, and now it's turning in offensively.
Exactly how the Gulls got things started last night, but just an inning earlier. It was Isaiah Nolan in the 3rd inning who led things off with a solo homer as well. So this time it's Tylen Graves with the big bomb over the left field wall. And that's got to feel good for him, obviously. And good for the Sylvan Lake Gulls to be in the lead. John Boy Rittenhouse, the right fielder, getting into this game. Quickly down 0-2, but that one he watches go by for a ball. So Graves now obviously continues to lead this team in RBIs with that, and now leads the team with homers. He's got a good bat, and he's got a great glove. And John Boy Rittenhouse lines this into left field, and this is going to be extra bases. A stand-up double for John Boy Rittenhouse as the Sylvan Lake Gulls bats are coming alive here in the bottom half of 2.
Gulls feeling pretty good about themselves. A couple back-to-back extra base hits there, and John Boy Rittenhouse getting all over that one, sending it down the left field line and speeding his way to have a stand-up double.
All right, so kind of the meat of the order, if you will. Right in the middle of this batting order is starting to really pop in their first at-bat. See what Bryce Turner's got. He was dialed in before this game. We saw him in the stairwell walking up to the Gulls nest in the clubhouse here, and he had his headset on. He had kind of one ear out just in case somebody wants to talk to him, which obviously we do. And yeah, he was dialing it in, and we said let's watch what he can do tonight, because we were kind of giving him some encouragement, and he takes a pretty good cut at that. Our producer, Calvin Bell, was kind of just gave us a little bit of a tip here, watching this pitcher's feet here, and his throw here is, quite the release as he really bends that back leg down towards the mound on every release. It's almost like he toe picks on the release, but a big throw there. 89-mile-per-hour fastball has Turner swinging at it. And it gets right underneath of it, and that's a strikeout. The first one of the night for Matt Svensma. Or sorry, second one of the night, I should say.
He's got one in each inning now.
So let's bring up Reese Sherman, our player of the game, back on Saturday night against the Brooks Bombers. He had a great at-bat, 3 for 5. Had some great throws from behind the plate as well. So Sherman looking to pick up from where he left off on Saturday night. Did not play last night. He did have one plate appearance, I should say, so he did come in as a pinch hitter. And he hits this hard. Going all the way back to the track, and it's over the heads of everybody. This is going to land in, and this will drive in a run for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Reese Sherman with the hot bat continues to pick up from where he left off on Saturday night, and this goes over the head of center fielder Stephen Fermin.
Yeah, he's trying to track that one down. He had a long ways to go to try to catch that one. It's not quite exactly between left field and center field, but it wasn't far off, and he had a long ways to go, just couldn't quite get there, but a good job there for Sherman to hammer that one, and you get 2 doubles this inning, and obviously a result of that, you're going to cash in on one of those. So Gulls go up by 2 now in the second inning.
Yeah, 1 out, 3 hits so far in this inning, and all 3 of those hits have been for extra bases. So Isaiah Nolan looking to join the hitting party here, as Isaiah Nolan had some pretty good at-bats last night as well. He hit the long ball. Coming off a home run last night, an opposite field home run that is too. And then he had one that he really connected on that went into the left field, but unfortunately for him, it got caught up in the wind, and it was a makeable play by the left fielder at the time for the Cactus Rats, who was... let me just get my paper here. It was Stephen Fermin that was actually in left field last night, so he shifts to center field tonight.
The wind giveth and it taketh away. We saw both cases of that last night.
Yeah, exactly. 2-1 the count to Isaiah Nolan. 1 away here at Gulls Field, bottom of 2. Gulls up now 2-0 over the Energy City Cactus Rats. And that comes in a little high. Ball 3, 3-1. The catcher and Liam Kirsch tried to frame that and thought he might have had him. Makes a signal, and Svensma winds back. And a good pitch there. Brings the count to full. Crowd starting to slowly but surely fill up more and more on this Thursday night in central Alberta. I think the rain clouds might have scared some people away from coming out tonight. But my goodness, whoever did show up tonight, they're getting a beautiful night of baseball. And this is going to be a walk for Isaiah Nolan. On the full count, we'll trot down to first. So the inning continues to go favorably for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. That'll bring up Dom Giusti back to the top of the batting order for his second roundabout.
Just what you want to do in the second inning. You just keep the guys going in the lineup. You get a few hits. You turn it over back to the top of the order and make them have to think about things here as they're going to take a quick breather and meet at the mound, discuss things.
Yeah, that'll be Rudy Estrella, who was the head coach at one point for the Brooks Bombers a couple seasons back. And he's now joined the Energy City Cactus Rats on the coaching staff with Jordan Blundell and Dion Wintes. I think I'm saying that. I might be saying that wrong. Winches, I think.
His shoes really pop with the uniform.
Oh, he looks good out there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Great.
Nice, bright highlighter shoes, and it goes with the nice highlighter pinstripes that the Cactus Rats have, kind of a lightning pattern. This is a pretty good jersey matchup. We saw last night the boys in their powder blues.
Yeah. And you're that like matches your style to a T. You're a highlighter kind of guy. Like in the summertime, you like to bring out the flashy shoes and colors. So
I like the bright colors.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, I could see how Energy City's uniforms tonight are really giving you a good eye right now. Catching your eye, that's for sure. Dom Giusti 0-1. But I do like the Cactus Rats jerseys, their whole uniform set, their logo. I like it all, honestly. It's quite a great design.
Like, they went as baseball as possible with how they named everything. Like Energy City, going with that instead of your actual city name of Spruce Grove, and then going Cactus Rats. Like the double name is, there's nothing you do. You don't do that in any other sport but baseball.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's different. It's unique. It's their own. 1-1 the count to Giusti. Winds back and pops this up into left center field, and Fermin will call him off and make the catch, and everybody hangs tight where they are right now, as Sherman is still at second and Isaiah Nolan over at first.
That time Fermin got in under it, but that was hit almost a mile high there by Juicy, giving Fermin lots of time to track that one down, as opposed to the one that went over his head a few batters ago.
And the field probably slightly better than it was last night for conditions-wise. I mean, like I said, it did maybe sprinkle a little bit throughout the day here in Sylvan Lake. It definitely did in Red Deer where we were, but you know, the field's still probably not in the greatest conditions, and this is turned on, but it's going to be foul. That was hit high and quite a ways away. That made its way almost into the parking lot in behind the left field wall from Maddox Shaver, who just absolutely turned on that ball. It's from Belleville, Ontario. Goes to Kaiser University. Runners at first and second. It is a 2-0 Sylvan Lake Gulls lead. And that's up high for ball one. I gotta get my sunglasses on here. It's kind of getting bright out there.
I think I've been squinting this entire game.
I definitely have. That's why I'm like, I'm going to save my eyes here. Put the shades back on.
I got a double glass up. I got glasses on already, and got to pop the sunnies over top.
There you go.
Double glassed up on a Thursday afternoon.
Double it up.
Or I should say evening.
Toonie Dog night as well here at the ballpark. Scott Stimson and myself have already indulged a little bit into some of those hot dogs. Currently nursing dog number 3 as this is popped up right to the first baseman. David Simmons calling everybody off, and he's going to make a pretty easy out there right in his base. So the Sylvan Lake Gulls will go down, but not before they get a home run and a double and a couple other more hits, and just like that, they're up 2-0 heading into the top of the third when we come back.
All right, fans, a reminder to get your...
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 40 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Yo, Dustin, you going?
Yes.
Can I join you guys? All right, let's go.
Whether it's on the ice or on our app, always play for the fun of the game. Gamble responsibly with Play Alberta.
Beautiful night for baseball and a beautiful night for children at the ballpark. How about these guys having a time on the hill? Nice Red Deer Polytechnic Kings hat there that kid's rocking, and I like the other hat better though. How about the Calgary Flames hat? That kid knows what's up on the hill. And yeah, they're having a good time at the ballpark. What a great night it has turned into here for all fans in attendance. Scott loved that. We know he did.
Oh yeah. It's the nice thing about living in central Alberta. You got the two options between the Flames and the Oilers, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'll cheer for both, whoever's playing better. But it's more fun that way for me. I'm really pulling the Red Deer resident card there, but growing up it was more just Flames.
Yeah, for sure. And this is a check swing, but it hits the bat. It's going to stay fair, and that's going to be an easy play. Well, at least it looks easy from up here from Reese Sherman making that throw down to first in time, but definitely a bat that Seiji Yumazawa would want back because he tried to check that swing and then it ended up going off the bat and stayed in play.
Yeah, Sherman sure-handed right there behind the plate there.
Oh, jeez. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one in the back pocket.
We're
I'm
just,
sitting on.
yeah, I know. I feel like you are. Yeah, I can only imagine what we're in for here in the next little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned because Scotty's words of wisdom are coming your way here, and some good things that he likes to say.
Generally not wise,
catchy,
I would say.
Catchy words, I should say. Catchy liners. That's the right word I'm looking for. Micah Cervantes will step up now to the plate. One away on the Energy City Cactus Rats. Again, this is Griffin Cato on the mound for the Gulls. We have fun here at the ballpark in the broadcast booth, that's for sure. We like everybody that sticks around to also tune in and watch from wherever you may be, whether it's up in Spruce Grove, Edmonton, Sherwood Park, or you're on the other side, maybe at Calgary, Okotoks, or maybe you're down in the States. We appreciate you no matter where you're watching from, coast to coast. Thanks for tuning in to Gulls Baseball on FloCollege, brought to you by Visit Sylvan Lake. Cervantes quickly up in the count. 3-1. Cervantes, we were talking about him earlier. He was absolutely so good with the small ball last night. He had back-to-back bunt singles that he laid down just perfectly. And this one, he has a little bit of a dribbler right to the second baseman in Marino, and he makes the throw on the move for out number 2. That was nice.
Not an easy play having to go over to your backhand side, basically, and throwing on the run kind of off your back foot, but he made it look real easy, nice and smooth. Joey Marino.
Very nice. Coleman Perry's just didn't have to move much for that one. So that'll bring up Stephen Fermin, who grounded to the shortstop in Tyler Graves. This one getting away from Cato. Luckily, nobody on base, so no harm, no foul on that wild pitch. Two and all the count to Fermin. Energy City so far just with the one hit, and that came back in the second thanks to Liam Kirsch with the double. And it's now a 3-0 count here as Fermin looks to keep the inning alive. Maybe a 2-out rally for Energy City. And he's going to take that for a 4-pitch walk down to first. So that'll bring up Matt Verlack.
First walk of the game issued by Griffin Cato.
Yeah. So he's had just given up one walk and one hit in this game. Pretty solid start, though, if you're Griffin Cato.
Yeah, this is the second batter over the minimum that we could potentially see, so pretty efficient work for him so far tonight.
Yeah, 31 pitches. Not bad. Now that's 5 straight pitches that have been balls and out of the strike zone. So, I mean, we take a look to our left down the third base line and not a lot of action. No, definitely nobody in a hurry to get loose or warmed up in the bullpen. And a good little call here by Reese Sherman just to kind of slow things down and have a chat with his pitcher on the mound. Get on the same page. And Jordan Blundell having some good words with Maddox Shaver over at third base, the head coach of the Energy City Cactus Rats. And they're sending the runner down to 2, and a great throw, and it's in time. Again, Reese Sherman picking up from where he left off on Saturday night. Look at this play. Just absolutely heads-up play by the catcher. That's why he is a D1 catcher right there, folks. Absolutely incredible. We'll be back to the bottom half of the third when we come back.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
Matt Svensma still in this game for the Energy City Cactus Rats, about to see his third inning of work after running a little bit of a hiccup back in the second inning. The Energy City Cactus Rats did, though, recover well and just limit to the 2 runs, but the Sylvan Lake Gulls did get a little bit of the better half of Svensma in that inning with a home run, a double, another double. Svensma walked a batter, but then a couple pop flies that were put out for out 2 and 3. Now this is hit pretty high and deep center field by Joey Marino, and walking back to settle underneath of it was Stephen Fermin to make the catch for out number 1.
Fermin's been pretty busy so far this evening.
Yeah.
He's had a couple outs recorded and then some other balls that were hit towards his direction that he wasn't quite able to get to.
Yeah, busy to be in center field tonight, that is for sure. That'll bring up Coleman Perry, who struck out his last at-bat in the first inning. The bats are definitely popping tonight, though. That is for sure. That's fouled back by Perry.
I know it's early, but we're only seeing guys through the order the second time, but only 3 Gulls haven't made it on base so far this game.
That's
early.
pretty good. That's pretty good for how early
inning.
it is. Yeah, we're not even, we're a third through the third inning, the bottom of the third inning, and yeah, like it's pretty good. Yeah, no, I mean you're getting some pretty good consistency all the way through the lineup for the Sylvan Lake Gulls so far this season. Pretty good cut there by Perry. Strike number 2. We've had a good chance to kind of get to see who Coleman Perry is. I mean, he's been really good at first base, but also just the base running. He's had a good chance to run the bases a number of times over the last few nights.
Yeah, he's been able to leg it out and make some smart decisions in making the choice to leg it out.
Yeah. When we take a look at Perry's numbers from last night, he was 3 for 5 at the plate. Came around to score twice, had 1 RBI. Pretty good numbers. He's got an even count now, 2 and 2, and he fouls that one off to stay alive. The Utah kid goes to Nazarene University. That's foul back as he continues to have a good at-bat here at the plate. Sylvan Lake going to obviously wrap up this 3-game series against Energy City tomorrow night when they host the Cactus Rats one last time, before then taking to the road down to Lethbridge for a pair of games against the Bulls on the weekend, which is going to be a really good test for this Sylvan Lake Gulls club. And that ball getting past the catcher.
The Bulls had quite the game against the Okotoks
They
Dogs
did.
the other night.
They really did.
A lot of runs on the board, a lot
Oh
of
my
hits as
goodness. Yeah, the Lethbridge Bulls finally handed the Okotoks Dogs. I'm glad you brought that up, Scott. Finally handed the Okotoks Dogs their first loss of the season. And I believe it was 15-12 was the final. I'm just going to...
Something like that. Both teams are for sure in double digits.
And Coleman Perry got rang up twice in a row looking, as he's got words for Wagner on his way back. He's not happy with the call. It's twice now that Levi Wagner's called a strike on Perry, thinking he had an easy walk. And yeah, that was pretty low looking at the replay now, but you're not going to change the mind of home plate umpire Levi Wagner. So it's a strikeout and out number 2 for the Cactus Rats, maybe getting the benefit of the call on that one from Savensma. So that'll bring up Tyler Graves, who had that big shot, turn on it, and that ball left in a hurry. The home run.
He's one that I'm thinking could get a nickname, and it could be named after a monster truck.
Okay.
Gravedigger.
I like it. That's
defensively,
so
offensively.
Smooth. That's smooth. That's got a ring to it. We'll have to ask him after the game. Do you like, if we came up with a nickname for you, called you the Gravedigger, what would you think of that? I'm sure he'd be all for it. Tennessee kid. Yeah, 15-12, the Bulls ended up knocking off the Okotoks Dogs, but that was the rematch because before that, and this is strike 2, 1 and 2 the count to Graves. Before that, it was a 26-1 win for Okotoks on the weekend before all that rain hit Alberta. So
talk about a bounce back game for the Bulls.
Yeah, that's a huge bounce back game for the Lethbridge Bulls, and an inside the park home run too from the Bulls last night. I saw.
That's pretty rare.
Very rare.
Wasn't the cleanest ball game that the Dogs have played either. I think they had 3 errors in that one.
Yeah, Dogs had 3 errors, yeah, and the Bulls had 2 themselves. So, yeah, 18 hits to Dogs, 17 hits. So, the hits were close. But, and I mean, really, at the end of the day, like, it came in spurts. Like,
yes.
Lethbridge was up 1, then Okotoks tied it. Then Lethbridge went up by 2, and then Dogs took the lead by 1, and then they went up by another run, and then the Lethbridge Bulls end up scoring 7 runs in the top of the 4th. Like,
it's a tough inning.
Crazy. They just really popped off. So, you know, Sylvan Lake's going to have their work cut out for them this weekend. That's for sure, down in Lethbridge. They got a heavy offense down there. And that ball skips in the turf for a full count now to Tyler Graves. So looking to keep this inning alive. A 2-out rally from the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Looking to start something here. Should he keep this ball in play? And a 3-up, 3-down inning, as that is a called strike. Has Graves looking at it go by. Back-to-back strikeouts for Matt Savensma, and the Energy City Cactus Rats will escape this inning with no damage done and will come to the top of the 4th looking to get on the board. Well, that looks like a good time. If you've ever been to the ballpark, there's nothing better than sitting at a picnic table or a table, and there's a couple cold beverages in front of you. I mean, what a life those people are living right now. I'm not going to lie. A little jealous up here in the broadcast.
I almost want to trade.
But, exactly. Well, we can come to this, though. We won't be working this event because it is the Gulls Summer Send-Off on Saturday, August 22nd. It has been now coming back for the 3rd year in a row, and this is a party. This is where, you know, we set up a big stage right around the second baseman, and it's just an absolute time. If you've never been, definitely check it out. Get your tickets at Gulls Summer Send-Off. FloCollege.com. This year they're going to change it up a little bit. They've brought in country artists in the past, but they got a nice cover band for the Tragically Hip. ABBA, I believe, was in there,
Yep.
and then
AC/DC.
AC/DC. Like
Going old school.
Going old school, and I love it. You know, I'm all for it. So last year they had Josh Ross, which was just incredible. I'm a big Josh Ross fan, so I was having just an absolute time last year at the summer send-off, and it's that time of year where it's still summer out.
Yes.
It's gorgeous out. The sun shone for the most part.
And
Both times the sun's been shining.
And for us last year, that's when we actually had summer. We had nice sunny days, and we had to wait all the way to August to get beautiful weather, basically.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, we just had a great late summer here in Central Alberta. So definitely, if you're in the area, it's worth checking out. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Especially, I've heard these cover bands are really good too. They've been in Black Falls for the Town of Black Falls days, especially the Tragically Hip and the ABBA cover bands. They were there last year, and I heard nothing but raving reviews from them. They sounded very similar to the real thing, which is hard to do, of course. No one's going to ever top off, you know, good old Gordy.
Yeah,
and the Tragically
Downey.
Hip.
Yep.
But you know, it's going to be, I think, a really good, well-received event this summer. So.
I think my favorite thing about the cover bands is like what they name themselves, like the
Yeah.
hip replacements.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
just
like
funny on multiple levels.
Oh,
'cause
it's so
they're
catchy.
replacing the Tragically Hip, but also they're older hip replacements.
And Reese Sherman there thought he had the strikeout. He was winding up to throw down to Maddox Shaver, and it wasn't called a strike. So Levi Wagner kind of getting everybody, both defense and offense, with the calls here at the plate. And again, this is Griffin Cato on the mound, and that is fouled well past the bullpen of the Energy City Cactus Rats. Even count 2-2. This is Matt Verlack, grounded right back to Cato in the first inning.
Got quite the pace going for his pitch count. 39 pitches so far, and we're into the fourth inning.
Yep. This is softly blooped into the gap of left center field. And that's going to land for a base hit for Matt Verlack, as he didn't get a lot of it, but doesn't matter. It drops harmlessly into the outfield, and it's going to land for a base hit, as this is a little blooper.
Kind of similar to last night when the ball hits the ground. It's not going to go too far. It's pretty saturated ground out there in the outfield.
That'll bring up Dan Kawanishi, the DH tonight. Flew out to center field, his last at bat. That's up high for ball one. Not a lot of action going on in either bullpen. Maybe a little bit starting in Energy City's bullpen right now. So it'll be interesting to see if we see Matt Svensma come back for another inning of work. And that pitch also missing up high, but nothing to be shown for in the Gulls bullpen. And you know what? We were talking a little bit with Matt Hape, and he's already planning ahead for what the weekend's going to bring against the Lethbridge Bulls with his pitcher. So he's kind of trying to save some arms right now to get, to have their best chances at coming away with a victory.
There's a lot of moving parts in baseball. You're obviously managing the current game that you're in, trying to give the best shot for your team to win a game, but you're also kind of looking ahead to the future of, okay, who do we want to kind of save to have in that spot there a couple days ahead, really?
All about the planning stages, really. A little bit of planning and, strategic movements and gameplay, and that's a 4-pitch walk right there to Dan Kawanishi, who walks that one. So 2 base runners on, the most base runners we've seen on for Energy City all night long so far. They've only had 1 base runner on at a time, and that's going to prompt a little meeting to the mound for Matt Hape. And I'm paying attention right now down the third baseline, and I'm seeing Jordan Blundell, the head coach of the Cactus Rats, call over his second runner in Matt Verlack. That's at second right now, and he's just maybe having a chat with him and just getting him ready to maybe look at potentially some smart base running here to get in better scoring position. So we'll have to keep our eye on that as well, because that's what Energy City did last night. They were doing some small ball, and they were doing some pretty smart strategic base running as well.
Relax a guy who's good around the bases. He came in last night as a pinch runner, I believe, and he's obviously in scoring position at second base right now. He had 19 stolen bases this past season with UBC out back in, obviously, the Vancouver area, his hometown. So he's got some speed on the base paths as well.
Teammate of Dylan Meitner, the starter from last night's game, for the Gulls, that is. So those two teammates down in college at UBC.
You see a lot of either teammates playing with each other on teams, or you see them playing against each other in the WCBL. We saw some of that last night, or even within the league playing against former teams.
Oh, absolutely. It's that's kind of the cool thing about baseball and even sports in general. You know, you get guys that are, you know, they're quite familiar with each other, especially at the college level, and then they come and play summer ball, and now maybe you played with a guy all winter, but now you got to play against him, and it makes for some fun little competition out there, that's for sure. As that off-speed pitch at 71 miles per hour comes in and starts to find the strike zone for Cato. This is, of course, David Simmons that's at the plate right now. Not missing up high, evening the count at 2-2. 0 away here, and Energy sitting trying to put something together. But we do have some action going on in the Gulls bullpen, and that is number 26 from my recollection of Reese Usselman getting loose. And a check swing there, fights it off, staying alive for David Simmons. We've already seen that tonight where it was a check swing on Umazawa and ends up staying in play where the catch of Reese Sherman could make the throw to down to first. That just goes foul. The first baseman for Energy City at the plate. Watches that one go into the turf. Full count. And I would think if this is a walk from Cato, we'll see a new pitcher come in. Usselman just started getting loose now, so maybe he could use a little bit more time in the bullpen. And this is popped straight up just towards the third base. Maddox Shaver comes in to make the catch. And of course, Tylen Gray's covering him over at third in case we see Verlack try to make a run for it. But a good catch there by Shaver.
Yeah, that one's up high. You're kind of battling the sun a little bit there at third base.
And right at the end of that shot, you saw Shaver with a little bit of words of encouragement, trying to get the boys into it here. Being vocal on the field, and they're sending the runners here, and that's fouled off. Now see, as a batter, when you see your base runners go for it, especially when it's early on stages in the count, you don't swing at it. You want to almost not swing at it. You want to allow your guys to advance a base. And instead, he fouls that off and has to send everybody back when they both had a really good head start on the throw.
But that's the point of a hit and run. You got them in motion, and a single's easily going to score that guy from second base.
Absolutely.
And maybe even have a shot for the guy at first base.
Yeah, absolutely. The hit and run is always a great tactic to utilize if you can. Depending on where that ball's positioned, coming at you over the plate.
It obviously adds a little bit more pressure to the batter because you gotta hit it.
Yeah. And you gotta hit it somewhere where the Gulls aren't. Because then that could also be dangerous, turning things into a pretty easy double play, should it, depending on where that ball is hit. We've seen that already a little bit this season where, you know, ball is hit right to a baseman and all they have to do is walk over to their bag and touch it for a double play. And that pitch getting away from Cato, as Griffin Cato has a couple that slide out of his hand a little awkwardly. 2-2 the count to Riley Quack, the right fielder. And again, the hit and run was on, but this is fouled back, out of play.
You kind of see it coming just the way that Verlac was kind of hopping at second base. Looked like he was ready to throw it into high gear, and as soon as the pitch was released, he did.
Riley Quack averaging at 300 on the season coming into tonight's game. He's got no RBIs just yet this season. And he pops this up right to the shortstop. Tylen Gray is calling everybody off, and he'll make the catch. So after a couple base runners get on for the Energy City Cactus Rats, Griffin Cato's getting a little bit of help from his infield with some pop-ups, but also great pitching as well that's creating those pop-ups.
Yeah, he's had a couple battles with the last couple players that he's faced with Quack and Simmons, and popping over to third, popping over to short. And all of a sudden, it's a 2-out inning for the Gulls.
Here's a strong batter in Liam Kirsch, who had that stand-up double. And now a throw down to second, and that one not in time. In fact, it was just bobbled by Joey Marino. But a great throw by Sherman.
It's a pretty gutsy call to do a double steal on Sherman, because he already caught Simmons stealing, and or it wasn't Simmons, it was Fermin stealing, and he was pretty close there too.
Yeah, that was a good test. This is an opposite field hit down the right field line, and it's going to stay fair, and this game is tied. A great another hit by Liam Kirsch with a 2 RBI double, his second double of the night. This kid is on fire with the bat.
Yeah, he goes opposite field, pretty much right down that right field baseline, and creates 2 more runs coming in.
So just when you thought maybe the Gulls were going to escape the pressure, Liam Kirsch with a hot bat ties this ball game up.
And that's where you see that aggressive base running pay off with that double steal.
Absolutely. It's all in the small things, the small details, and that's what Jordan Blundell does so well with this Energy City team. I mean, he has really got them, you know, down to a science. I mean, we saw the small ball last night, and he even told us before the game, he's like, well, yeah, when it works, it looks great, but if it's not working, it doesn't look so good.
And right there is, he knows how to manufacture runs. The players buy in, they do their part, and the runs cash in. It's not just a good theory thing, it's they're actually executing on it. And like you said, when it works out, it looks really good.
Absolutely. Hiraku Ikeda, the left fielder, takes a swing and a miss there for strike 2. But yeah, Jordan Blundell's been with this organization now for quite some time. He's comes back to Energy City. He's really excited, of course, you know, for the guys. He's really excited for the guys because they'll finally have a field to play in and a home field that they can call their own. And that is going to be on Saturday night when they take on the Brooks Bombers. So the opening night at the new stadium goes down in Energy City on Saturday night, and he's pretty excited for everybody to be able to play. Now, I don't think they're going to have fans for that game just yet, but nonetheless, it's a field that they can call home.
It's a good first step, having a place that you can actually play at.
A good stop there by Sherman out of the turf, as Cato a little bit of some troubles here in this inning, starting to see a little bit of wear and tear maybe on this pitcher, as he's out now at 64 pitches on the night. Hiraku Ikeda with a full count. Only 1 out needed for Cato. And this is grounded right up the middle. It's going to find the gap, and Energy City's going to take their first lead of the ball game. As Ikeda with the RBI single. And that was what we saw a lot of last night from not only Ikeda, but all of the Energy City Cactus Rats, is those line drives right up the middle where the ball came from. And it's a tough play for any of the defense to make. As Liam Kirsch, who started this 2-out rally, comes in to score for the first lead for Energy City, and I think this will be Griffin Cato's night. So as Matt Hape comes to take the ball away from Griffin Cato after a pretty solid start, ran in a little bit of troubles in the 4th inning, they're going to bring in Reese Husselman into this game, and we'll take a little bit of a step aside, let them warm up. We'll be back with more Gulls baseball right here on FloCollege. So we see the first pitching change of the night, and this is going to be Reese Usselman, the returning pitcher for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, one of 12 returnees for this club this season. And you know what, he had a great year with Sylvan Lake last year, and he of course goes to Hutchinson Community College. Did some pretty good things up there as well. But last summer in 2025, he had a 2.04 ERA. He had a 1-0 win-loss record. It's just over 17 innings pitched, 20 Ks on the season as well in 8 games. And he's pumped to be back. A fresh look for Reese Usselman, as we noticed that a little earlier on this season. He had the locks last year, and this year he's got a clean cut, and he looks good and ready to go. Seihi Umezawa, the batter, at the plate now, as it's still 2-away for Energy City, but they have recently just added to the run tally to make it now 3, and now taking the lead over the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Hiraku Ikeda is over at first after that RBI single. That drove in the winning run so far. The leading run, I should say. Seiji Umezawa grounded, well, actually checked his swing, and that was what allowed Reese Sherman to make the throw. And they're sending the batter, or the runner. And that's a ball regardless, so both base runners advance. So the 2-out rally is real right now for Energy City. They were not looking like anything was going to come out of it. They had a good start to the inning. Then in the middle, things weren't looking so good. And then Liam Kirsch came to the plate and kept the inning alive and started to really roll things along here for Energy City. That'll bring up Micah Cervantes. So off speed comes in, down and away. Another runner in scoring position for Energy City. Reese Usselman, another guy from BC in Langley. Winds back and fires that one hard, but out of the zone. 87 miles per hour. That hit the radar gun. Didn't have a lot of pitching at Hutchinson in 2024. Don't have any stats from him from this past season, though, currently. Hits are even at 4 right now, ladies and gentlemen, back at home watching. No errors for either side. This looks like Sylvan Lake's pitching staff. I mean, Reese Sussman, this is his first, or not first batter, but definitely just kind of having a tough time right now finding the zone.
A little bit of pressure having a couple guys on the base paths as well.
And he's going to walk Cervantes to load the bases here. So we've almost batted all the way around the order here, as Stephen Fermin is the only guy yet to do so in this inning. And we'll add another meeting on the mound between catcher and pitcher. So you get a nice wide shot of the field on a beautiful Thursday night. I mean, still not summer type necessarily beautiful as far as, you know, being warm and, you know, in the 20 degrees Celsius range. But considering what we just had, this is a nice night.
We'll take sunshine. We haven't really seen that a whole lot the last almost week now.
And that finds the corner. Sylvan Lake just needing to settle in here and get this final out as they find themselves in a little bit of a hole. Bases loaded, two-way. They've had 2 outs for a while now in this inning.
Batter that they've seen while having 2 outs.
And the 9th batter of the inning.
Be a great time to just get out of it.
Warm-ups continue in the bullpen for the Gulls. Looks like maybe Trent Chavez, the pitcher, warming up currently in the bullpen for the Gulls. This is grounded right to Reese Usselman, who's just going to underhand it right to Coleman Perry, and finally retire this inning that has turned into a little bit of a lengthy one. Sylvan Lake now down 3-2 over to Energy City when they come to the bats at the bottom of 4. New pitcher on the mound for Energy City. They finally go to the bullpen for the first time tonight, and that will bring in Javier Pena from Panama City, Panama, and he goes to the Western Nebraska Community College. He's going to face John Boy Rittenhouse to lead things off, who has had already a pretty big double in this ball game. And now Sylvan Lake down will run, looking to get back to even terms with Energy City.
Pretty solid night of work for Matt Svensma. 3 innings pitched, 14 batters faced, 4 strikeouts, 4 hits, 2 runs against, and 2 walks issued as well. So pretty good for around, I think it was getting close to 70 pitches as well.
Yep. Yep, good 3 innings of work for sure. Kind of both teams match each other with the pitching changes. And 4th inning, and they decide, all right, we're gonna throw somebody else in there. Rittenhouse lines this down the line, but it is a great grab by Seiji Umezawa, making that look absolutely easy over at the third base.
Yeah, pretty good dart hit down the line to third base, and Umezawa fields that one pretty cleanly. Gets over to Simmons a little low, but he makes the catch, and so you have a first baseman there, make things look easy.
I'll bring up the DH, Bryce Turner, who looks just to hit bombs here tonight. And he grounds this right to Umezawa one more time, and Umezawa again with a great throw and a good catch by Simmons over at first for the 5-3 play back-to-back.
Yeah, back-to-back pitches, back-to-back exact same results. Grounder up to the third base side and throw him out with some time over at first.
I think it's safe to say don't hit to the third baseman.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been pretty routine plays there for Umezawa. Ray Sherman, Gonzaga University kid, Meade, Washington native. Watches that go by for a called strike. 7 pitches, 2 outs for this new pitcher in Javier Pena. And a check swing there, and he goes around on it. And again, that's another call that even Sherman was unsure of. It was like, I thought I checked my swing there, but Levi Wagner says he went around. And a swing and a miss, a 3-up, 3-down inning, exactly what Energy City needed to shut the door on the Sylvan Lake Gulls, and they will head into the 5th inning with the lead up 3-2. Well, there's a beautiful shot of just what Gulls Field looks like on any given night. A pretty decent crowd as well. Good shot of the stadium in the background. And Reese Usselman, as we zoom in on him, is still on the mound for the Sylvan Lake Gulls for his second inning of work. Came in back in that 4th inning in relief of the starter in Griffin Cato. And yeah, of course, Sylvan Lake ran a little bit of troubles in that 4th, but they're only down 1 run now. They were up 2-0, now down 3-2. And it's almost, and I was kind of saying it off air, Scott, it's almost a little bit like of an opposite from what we saw last night. Sylvan Lake with a slow start last night, heated up as the night went on, and this is going to be grabbed from a long run in from John Boy Rittenhouse. That was kind of going right in the middle of no man's land where there's really not a lot of coverage. And John Boy Rittenhouse really had to get on his wheels there and get there in time with a good catch.
Yeah, quite a bit of ground to cover there. You could see Joey Marino was kind of shading over that way, but it was a little too far out of his range. And obviously Rittenhouse thought he had a shot at him, called him off early.
So Dan Kawanishi got on with a walk at last inning. But as I was mentioning, just to kind of finish my thought, is Sylvan Lake, you know, they had a lot better of a start here tonight, and then things kind of cooled down a little bit. Now they've gone 2 innings without a run.
Started off good, having 3 scoreless innings,
and
which is a much better start.
And there's a strike from Usselman on Kawanishi, the DH for tonight. That'll have David Simmons on deck for the Cactus Rats. Good pitch there, down low inside. Strike 2. Full count. That time of year too, Scott, where shadows are casting quite large right now this time of year.
Yeah, right from the mound almost all the way to that 3rd base line. That's a long shadow there.
And that's just fouled off enough. Ray Sherman couldn't hold on to it, so Kawanishi will stay alive in this at-bat, and yeah, you can see the shadows right there. I mean, Reese Usselman, the pitcher, he is a big boy.
Yeah, 6'3".
And he casts a pretty big shadow, which is literally almost reaching that 3rd base line. So, yeah, that says something right there. And that pitch outside for an easy take on Kawanishi. Good at-bat for him as he takes the walk for the 2nd consecutive inning.
Yeah, a lot of patience at the plate here for Kawanishi as he's seen his fair share of balls pitched his way.
The first baseman, number 9, David Simmons.
Brings up David Simmons, who coming into this game was 3 for 8, and he had a couple doubles, but he hasn't yet to record an RBI. He's hitting .375 so far.
Kawanishi thought about going there on that pitch. He had a few extra strides towards second base, but just ends up tagging back up at first.
And now the throw down to first as Sherman's trying to maybe catch, as you were mentioning, Kawanishi, maybe sleeping.
Certainly piqued his interest there. Try to pick him off. We've seen it last few games, and that was with Eli Duncan doing that.
And we talk about it before, we'll talk about it again. Really hard to try to steal from first base to second base when you're facing a left-hander. he's looking directly at you the whole time. Whereas a right-handed a thrower, I think a pitcher, and whereas a right-handed thrower, his back's going to be towards you more. So it's a little bit trickier to try to steal, but they're going to try it anyway. So this is fouled off, though. So no harm done there by that attempt on Kawanishi.
You definitely got to know your timing a lot better with a lefty.
Yes.
If you feel like you know he's going to just pitch that one to the plate, then obviously you can go.
And now Kawanishi's just playing a little bit of trickery and cat and mouse with Usselman. Trying to maybe get in his head a little bit.
He's trying to fake him out.
Yeah.
A little pump fake over to second a couple times.
A little, hey, how are you?
Oh, wait.
Oh, hey. Oh, am I going to go? Am I not? What's going to happen? I don't know. 2-2 the count. And he's going. And it's a strikeout. And the throwdown is not in time. So a successful base stolen by Kawanishi. However, a nice strikeout anyways on David Simmons. So they do get the one out regardless. As we take a look at this play, the pitch comes in, and yeah, I mean, he tries to check his swing, but he goes all the way around on that try, and good throw still by Sherman.
Yeah, good effort there to try to get that strike him out, throw him out to get out of the inning.
Riley Quack now, half the plate.
Kawanishi still doing his footwork out there at second now.
Yeah.
Trying to force a mistake of some form.
A little bit more comfortable being in scoring position right now. And that's not seeming to bother Reese Usselman one bit, as he's now up in the count 0-2 on Quack. That one takes a hop inside. Ball one. 1-2. .34 pitches now for Reese Usselman. Should this inning stay alive, Liam Kirsch, who has been very, very dangerous tonight, is on deck. It's not a guy you want to get to the plate with runner in scoring position.
Not at all. He'd like to get out of the inning right here.
That evens the count, missing inside yet again. 2-2 now. And we mentioned it last night, we'll mention it again tonight. Energy City in the season looking quite strong coming into the year. This is popped up into shallow right field. Settling underneath of it is, of course, John Boy Rittenhouse to get out of the inning with the catch. And the Sylvan Lake Gulls just get the one runner on base, but no hits in that inning. They'll come to the bats at the bottom of 5. When we come back, you're watching Gulls baseball right here on FloCollege. Well, join us right here at Gulls Field next week, because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Bring your baseball team. It's minor ball night on Tuesday, June 9th, brought to you by Slash Sports. We can't wait on June 9th. It will be the Lethbridge Bulls in town to wrap up that 3-game series. It gets all underway this weekend in Lethbridge before wrapping up on Tuesday night for minor ball night here at Gulls Field, Picattle Park in Sylvan Lake, Alberta, Canada. We can't wait, and we hope you can join us on that evening. Get your tickets at sylvanlakegulls.com today. Back on the mound here in Sylvan Lake is, of course, number 7, Javier Pena.
You'd think number 7 would be Svensma, but he's got that name number thing going on.
Yeah. I haven't updated my fielder sheet yet. That's why I had a little bit of difficulty on that. Well, that will get you more times than not. That's for sure.
7's ma, 7's nah. It's Pena.
Pena. So Gulls, of course, down a run here, looking to tie things up. This is Isaiah Nolan. He got on with a walk back in the 2nd inning and hasn't been up since. And as I mentioned, last 2 innings, Gulls without even a base hit. It's been back-to-back innings with 3 up, 3 downs for Energy Cities. They have really quieted the bats on Sylvan Lake. So Gulls looking to get something going. Seeing this new pitcher for the first time. That is Isaiah Nolan seeing him for the first time. I should clarify, because he did come in that last inning. Only seeing 3 batters in John Boy, Bryce, and Reese Sherman.
Got a strikeout to his name already.
Yeah. Isaiah Nolan comes over the top of that. And good glove work there by Dom Giusti, the on-deck batter. Barehanding that ball. Gets a little bit of love from the dugout there on that quick handwork. Isaiah Nolan watching that go by for strike 2. Definitely one of the more quieter crowds we've had this season. Again, it is Thursday night, and that's a ball, as I think Liam Kirsch
a lot of
thought
Cactus rats thought they had it.
They thought that was a strike, even though Isaiah Nolan kind of ducked the ball. That had a lot of movement to find its way back towards the strike zone, but still not enough to be a called strike. As Liam Kirsch thought he had it. And just a little bit of a lazy swing at this one. Goes straight, popped up to the first baseman and Dave Simmons, and that's out number 1.
Pena fell down early in the count, worked his way right back into it, and then forced that pop-up. That turns things over to the top of the lineup.
Yeah, Dom Giusti, 1 for 2 on the night. Had a base hit in the first, flew out to center in the second. Looking to get things back on the right road here for Sylvan Lake. And he pops this up, and it's high in the air, coming all the way down, and it lands fair as Giusti gets to second safely. And that, kids, is why you don't give up running no matter where that ball is going, as Dom Giusti ends up making his way all the way to second on that dropped ball. And that's a tough one to make for the second baseman in Matt Verlack, because for Matt Verlack, he had to run a long ways. That kind of almost fell in that, again, Bermuda Triangle area where it's just in the perfect spot where it's the furthest from everybody.
He's looking over his glove hand shoulder the entire time as he's backpedaling too. That's not an easy maneuver to pull off, especially going that far out, as obviously the center fielder and the right fielder were closing in. But like you said, good job by Giusti to not give up on that one, seeing that that was trouble, and he might have a chance to go too, and he did.
Yeah. So Gulls finally get a base hit out of it and will be in scoring position with only 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. That might just be enough what they needed to get the ball rolling in the right direction here from Alex Shaver. That goes up high. 2-0. I know the crowd hasn't had a lot to cheer about in the last few innings, so that was nice for them to be able to get out of their seats a little bit.
Encourage their team that they're cheering on to keep the energy going. Hoping that the bats will start to come alive again.
Good speed by the bat girl to go with that ball, or the ball girl, bat girl, about ball girl, bat girl, yeah, bat girl. Had it right the first time. Maddox Shaver again, Belleville, Ontario native. And we're just going to get a little bit of a time call here by Liam Kirsch. Reset things here. And that comes all the way to the top of the screen here, almost hitting that last cable. And that's the nice thing, I guess, about the WCBL is, for the pitchers anyway, they can take a lot of time before they deliver that throw. They're not on a pitch count, or a time count, I should say.
Pitch clock, the
pitch
word
clock
you're looking
is the
for?
word. Yeah, we were getting there eventually.
there.
The pitch clock. You almost wonder if they bring that into summer leagues or even college leagues. I don't know if they have. I don't believe they have that just yet in the college or university levels. But, when the Major League obviously adopted that rule, you almost wonder if they're going to start adopting that in other leagues as well, just to kind of keep the pace of play.
I feel like the major leagues is where you saw it get abused more than these leagues.
No, for sure. These guys are still pretty quick at, winding up and delivering.
And it's entirely up to the pitcher too. Like, there's some guys who just like to feel like they're in the flow of it, just get the next one.
Oh yeah.
There's a few years ago where I timed one. He was 10 seconds a pitch.
Yep.
Like, that's quick.
Oh yeah. We've had a lot of pitchers for the Gulls side of things and other teams in this league where it's almost like it's a hot potato coming out of their glove. They just want to get rid of it as soon as they get it back in their glove. And they don't want to waste any time, and it's all about rhythm. Full count to Shaver, and he tips that off to stay alive. Huge at bat here for the Gulls to maybe drive in a run or at least get a runner and even more so better scoring position, 90 feet away from the plate. You got Joey Marino on deck, waiting patiently. Shaver hits this hard but foul, and that was a line drive right off the fence. And that left in a hurry. Just unfortunately for him, it was left of the foul pole. But that was a rocket.
Seen a couple batters just turn on it. The other two ended up being grounders right over to third base, but they were right up the line, similar to that.
And the off-speed pitch comes in for ball 4. So Maddox Shaver gets on base. And the Gulls, for the first time in 2 and a little bit, will get 2 base runners on.
Good at bat by Shaver. Saw a lot of pitches, fought off the ones he needed to, and looked at enough balls to obviously work his way to first base.
Yeah.
Good patience.
It's huge.
And it keeps the inning alive and looking for some offense to strike here.
Joey Marino's had a pretty good at bat to start the season for the Sylvan Lake Gulls as he steps into the batter's box and takes that inside up high for ball 1. So we look at Marino's numbers. He's got 4 RBIs on the year, 5 hits already, his 13 at-bats. 385 is what he's hitting to start the summer league. How's that back? I would have had that one.
Yeah.
If the screen wasn't there, that was coming right for me.
Have you ever had one go over the screen and still find its way to you or near you?
No.
I feel like the angle's not good enough.
It
Should just hit the roof.
it's got to be perfect. I think, yeah, our public address announcer, he caught one, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Or he was close to catching one. I'm not sure if he caught it. I don't know. I can't remember. But, you know, it's got to be just the right angle, the right speed, the right everything. And this is a dribbler to the third baseman, and they try to turn the double play, and they do. Wow, that ends the inning. So just when you thought Sylvan Lake might have been generating a little bit of offensive momentum, Energy City with a great defensive play to quiet things down. The double play from the third baseman over to second, then over to first in time. And Energy City coming to the plate in the top of the sixth when we come back. So going into the top half of the sixth inning in break, we get this race called the Snap Race. And this is the second straight night where they have Snap Woman, and the second straight time Snap Woman has unfortunately taken a slip at the beginning of the race. And I think she needs to invest in some new shoes, Scott. You pointed it out. Look at those.
Yeah, those are some pretty solid sneakers, but they don't compare to running shoes very well, I don't think. Might need some cleats out there.
I think we need to invest
Get some grip.
In some grippy shoes for Snap Woman. She's had a tough go the last 2 nights. But you know what?
Also not the best field conditions for her either.
I mean, no. And that's why they're starting where they are. Normally, they actually start at kind of close to the 400 mark in center field. And they got to make it a long run all the way around the warning track and then down towards the home dugout. But
it's a little mucky back there.
A little mucky. And, yeah, that's just an unfortunate break for Snap Woman 2 nights in a row as this is grounded right to Tylen Graves, who has to field it, kind of double clutches it, but he makes the throw in time regardless.
That's impressive.
That is impressive as Tylen Graves had a little bit of a tough time gripping that ball as you see him kind of double clutch it here. And, yeah, didn't like it originally, and then he finally gets the throw off in time, and a good scoop by Coleman Perry for out number 1 on a dangerous batter, and that's Liam Kirsch.
They finally got him.
They finally got him. And talk about great defensive plays by, Energy City. I mean, what a timely double play that they needed in that last inning to, exit and escape the pressure that Sylvan Lake was starting to pile on. Finally starting to get a little the offensive momentum, and it was quickly snuffed out by Energy City.
Second time they've got Joey Marino to hit into a double play as well, and that time it got them out of the inning.
It's not Joey's night necessarily with the bats. So this is bringing up Hiraku Akita. Had an RBI single back in the fourth. Quickly down 1-2. At least for Snap Woman, she made that second race today a lot closer than last night's race. Last night's race wasn't even close. Tonight, it was a little closer. It was close to being a tie, honestly. So we got to give her credit for after a little bit of a stumbled start, she fought her way back. But I love that feature. It's always so unique here at the ballpark. Gives a lot of the fans some great entertainment in between innings. And there's a strikeout for more entertainment. Thanks to Reese Usselman on Hiraku Akita.
Usselman, the Muscleman.
Oh.
Throwing that one by there.
I'm going to need to start writing these down. And then I'm going to go down to them at the end of the game like, all right, boys,
Yes or no?
Here's my list. And this is my color commentator's list, not mine. Love it. I've come up with some nicknames in the past. And
Oh, yeah.
Jim has laughed at me a couple times, of course. And there's been a couple that have been catchy that have stuck.
You got to have fun with it.
Got to have fun with it. I respect the nicknames. I love it. I love the names you're giving these guys. It's great. It's very clever. It's very clever.
I'm still struggling to find one for Riley Quack.
I know you really want to find one for Quack. I almost said one time, quickety quack, that's a bat, but no, I didn't say it. I did now, I guess. So yeah, you're welcome, folks, back home for your enjoyment, and I've apologized to the Quack family if that's just so brutal. I'm sure they're like, oh yeah, I heard that one before. 2-1 the count to Seiji Umezawa, who lifts this into left field, but back to get it is Isaiah Nolan to retire the inning. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Exactly what the doctor ordered, and they will come to the plate at the bottom of 6. When we come back, you're watching Gulls baseball right here on FloCollege. Coleman Perry stepping into the batter's box for the Sylvan Lake Gulls here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Perry 0 for 2 on the night, looking to change that here to lead things off and give the Gulls and the fan base something to cheer about. Down a run since the 4th inning. It has been all zeros since then for both sides. And that pitch off speed coming in, 77 miles per hour, catching the strike zone. And this is, again, number 7, Javier Pena. Javier? I think it's Javier, maybe Javier.
Yeah,
Javier.
I'd
Sorry.
go Javier.
Yeah, Javier. Sorry, Javier. To the Pena family. Quickly up in the count, 0-2. Panama City natives getting some really good pitches in. 30 pitches so far since coming in, and he came in back in the 4th inning. So this is his 3rd inning of work. Perry fouls that one. Staying alive. Payne is one of those guys that he takes his time on the mound. Waits for the right call, and then he agrees to it, and he'll fire. And he comes in high with a 90 miles per hour fastball. Just outside. And a good pitch. That was really well located for, Coleman Perry to have to really think about that take. And another good pitch. Had Perry thinking about it. 2-2 the count. It's down low. So Perry has now fought his way back to a full count here. Really good at bat and good eyes, good patience by Coleman. Ball swung on, hit to the right field. Is it going to stay fair? No, it's not. Just drifted foul down the first base line. That didn't miss by much. That would have been really nice for Coleman Perry.
And yesterday that would have been in the bullpen immediately,
yes,
just with the way the wind was. But tonight's a nice calm night here in Sylvan Lake.
Yeah, sure is. Sun is shining. The field is green as can be. It's a beautiful night. A little wet still. Obviously, we could use a little bit of some sun to dry things up a bit, but it doesn't look like or sound like we're going to get any dry weather anytime soon, as Perry finally will take that pitch and get the call he wanted to this time around and trot down to first for the walk. And again, I think he was hesitant, and the catcher in Liam Kirsch thought that was a called strike.
I think everyone was thinking it was going their way, and it's only going to go one person's way, and that was Coleman Perry, as he pretty confidently took his gear off and threw it back, and the catcher, he looked like he was ready to go around the horn, but no opportunity to do so. The walk was issued there.
Well, that's happened to Perry now twice tonight, where he's, taking his equipment off pretty confidently, but it's come back the other way to haunt him against him. So this time it does go for in his favor. Tyler Graves lifts this one into foul territory as well. This is going to land right into the bullpen. Catcher's got it in the bullpen. Tyler Graves, if you remember back in that second inning, led things off with a huge solo homer over the left field wall. That got the ball rolling for the Gulls offense, but then quickly shut down after that. I mean, they got one more run added after that, but then the bats kind of quieted down for a little bit. So Tyler Graves looking to maybe bring the energy back into those bats. We'll have to take a look to what's going on around the league here tonight. 6 games on tap around the WCBL this evening, so we'll maybe give you a little bit of an out-of-town score update in the start of the next inning, as that comes inside on Graves. Javier Pena still on the mound for Energy City, 2-1. And Graves lifts this down the line, and it's going to drop fair. So another high hit ball popped up that finds its way to land safely, and the Gulls, with still 0 outs, have now 2 base runners on.
A lot of things working out there. It falls in between 3 people who are trying to collapse on it, and also lands fair.
Like just
right on the line.
On the line. It doesn't really get any closer than that.
Couple more inches and we're seeing another pitch to Graves, but that one is just going to fall for a single, and it looks like we might be changing things up here for the Cactus Rats, or at least taking a breather here.
Yeah. I mean, the Cactus Rats have been in this situation before. You saw this. This kind of was a similar start to how we saw last inning. But it was backwards. It was a single and a walk. This is a walk and a single, and you know, Energy City end up finding a way to get out of that inning with a huge double play when they needed it. And here's the bullpen here as we start to see some more warm-ups going on. That's number 8, Oscar Moy from Vancouver, BC. He's also another UBC product with Dylan Meitner and teammate on his team that's also playing at the U of BC.
Yeah, there's 2 of them on Energy City, and like you said, 1 for the Gulls playing at UBC.
Yeah, Matt Verlack for Energy City. So John Boyer Rittenhouse, he's had a double, 1 for 2 on the night. Squares for a bunt. Now the Gulls may be trying to do a little bit of small ball here as he bunts this down. And they're going to field it, and they're going to make the throw in time. Again, just some great wheels by Umezawa. Absolutely incredible. This kid does not miss. But the job is still done by the Gulls as Rittenhouse bunts it down the line and advances both base runners on.
He picked that one cleanly with his glove there to just grab it on the run. Like, that's pretty impressive motion there from Umezawa over at third, and then to keep the throw on line while on the run, not hitting the batter as well. Recording that out. That's a pretty solid play, but again, good batting work there by the Gulls to advance the runners. Both are now in scoring position with only 1 away.
And you know what also that, you know, just advancing the runners does too is it also kind of does eliminate
that double play.
That double play.
Yes.
So Bryce Turner, the DH, who's grounded it consistently to who we just saw make that play, Umezawa. He's grounded 2 towards his direction, or sorry, to just the once towards his direction. John Boy Rittenhouse has now had Umezawa make the play on him twice in a row.
But those were between Turner and Rittenhouse in the 4th inning, back-to-back liners basically grounding over to third base and on back-to-back pitches too.
And Turner's quickly up here in the count 3-0. Obviously will take this all the way, and if he can get on base with a walk and only 1 away with a bases loaded situation, the Gulls would be very happy with that situation.
And I don't think Energy City would be too disappointed. It then puts the double play back in order.
It does, yeah.
But obviously you'd like to get an out here.
And they're going to walk him. So Bryce Turner takes the walk, and it's a bases loaded situation for Reese Sherman, who's got a good bat.
He had a double earlier in this game.
He's got a great double. Yeah, he's got a great bat. And Sylvan Lake starting to pressure yet again for the 2nd straight inning against Energy City. Can the Cactus Rats dig themselves out of the hole for the 2nd consecutive time? And that's it. That's going to be the night. That's going to be the night for Pena, as Javier Pena will go off to the dugout. But, I mean, he came in. He did a really good job for the Cactus Rats.
Yeah, he did. He got a lot of ground ball outs, mostly for the Cactus Rats.
Gave up no runs. And he only gave up a couple hits. Couple hits, no runs, couple walks, a few walks, that was it. So pretty good work there by Pena. As they bring in a new pitcher, we'll step aside while he gets loose and warm. We'll be back with the rest of the bottom of 6 when we come back on Gulls Baseball, FloCollege. there's the new pitcher for the Energy City Cactus Rats. Number 8 from Vancouver, British Columbia, Oscar Moy. Again, we were talking about him a little bit when he was warming up in the bullpen. The University of British Columbia product, who is good teammates with, of course, his teammate on his team in the Energy City Cactus Rats in Matt Verlack. And then, of course, on the other side in the bullpen, Dylan Meitner. Pretty sure that's all we have for UBC products here in both these teams, but you never know.
8 appearances for Moy, having 9 walks in that time, 6 strikeouts and 6 1/3, so pretty close to a strikeout per inning type of pitcher.
Bases loaded situation, 1 down. Ree Sherman at the plate. And he takes that one for a strike. 2-1. Sun has gone under the clouds. I think it's safe to say I don't have to squint anymore. I can take my shades off.
Might need to layer up now.
Yeah, no doubt. There's a little bit of a cool breeze now in the air. That just catch in the corner, evening the count 2-2. Isaiah Nolan looks on deck. That one getting a little bit away from the batter and the batter's strike zone, so that will be a full count to Sherman. Good catch too, by the way, by Liam Kirsch.
Yeah, Kirsch had to get pretty horizontal there to keep that one.
Yeah, no pass balls that have at least turned into anything. And this is grounded right off the pitcher's leg and to second base, but not enough to do anything further as the Sylvan Lake Gulls finally score a run and tie this ball game right back up. A tough play there as that goes right off the ankle or foot of Oscar Moy. Looks like he's going to be okay after that. But they do make the play regardless to second to take out Bryce Turner.
Can you give him an assist on that ankle play
there?
Yeah,
no doubt.
I think that kind of kept it in the infield to give him a shot at getting at least 1 out. Otherwise, that might have been crossing over that second base, and I'm not sure if Verlack would have got there in time.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, fair, good point. Because we've seen that happen before. It goes up the middle, and it usually can kind of get past the infield, but that time it kind of gets directed right to the shortstop and Micah Cervantes, and he makes the play over to Matt Verlack for the out. And now they're going to try to do the little trickery play here, and they're going to get a run scored in to take the lead as Tylen Graves comes in, and he's safe at second. Wow, are you kidding me?
I almost thought for a second he wasn't there because he took his foot off the bag and it looked like the tag was almost still on him, but no. Was pretty sure that he stayed safe there as we take a second look at this one. Good job to catch the attention there and score the run, and then at that point it's like, okay, well, if we can get to the base here, but you look and the second baseman throws over to first and he's going to throw it over to the shortstop and he's just off the line and then changes his legs and caught the shortstop sleeping on that one.
Well, you know what it was? The throw was a little off to kind of get Tylen Graves. Otherwise, Graves was kind of out for lunch on that play, but because he already did the job he wanted to. He got the run scored, but then, you know, a little bit even better when you can stay safe over at second and beat the throw. Like, the throw was a little off. The tag came on after already Graves touched the bag, but then his foot came off the bag. So did the tag, and then he got back on base. That was wild. I mean, you don't see that very often.
No.
So
a successful rundown for the Gulls there.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't see it work out for both runners very often.
That was a play well executed by the Gulls.
And we talked about it last night. Energy City was very good at manufacturing runs, and the Gulls, they just manufactured one right there.
Yeah, that was smart. That was heads-up play.
I wonder if just like coaching-wise, you get a little inspiration based on who you're facing. Like obviously Blundell, he's a guy who we saw last night pretty heads up on the bats and stuff like that. That kind of forces, hey, maybe we got to do a little bit of creativity on our own end here for the Gulls.
Absolutely. Isaiah Nolan lifts this into right field, which looks like a routine play for Riley Quack. Pretty sure that went as high as a duck went, but that one is an out for the Gulls, but not before Sylvan Lake regains the lead, adding 2 more runs on, well, just the one base hit, really. And they will come to the top of the 7th with a 4-3 lead over Energy City. So here's a new pitcher for the Sylvan Lake Gulls after Reese Usselman did some good work coming into the 4th inning. He had 1, 2, 3 innings pitched. And looking at the work he did, he had a couple strikeouts. Gave up the 3 runs, but actually I think he came in after maybe those runs were scored. Some of those runs were scored. But
yeah, he inherited those ones.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he 2 1/3 for him.
2 1/3, yeah. So this will bring up our new pitcher, Seth Mahler. And this is greeted with a hit to left field. That will advance the first batter he faces over to first. And that is Micah Cervantes with the base hit.
Cactus Rats looking to get one right back as they just gave up 2 runs to the Gulls in the bottom of the 6th there. Now looking to at least tie this game back up here, and getting their first batter on board here will certainly help their case.
So Mahler came in on Saturday night there to save that game against the Brooks Bombers to pick up the Gulls' first win of the season. So we're starting to see a little bit of familiarity here on even the pitching staff from Saturday night to tonight, because that was even Reese Usselman was in that game for that win against the Bombers. So they're kind of sending the same pitchers that picked up that win on Saturday night into tonight's matchup.
Second pitch that Fermin was showing bunt on. This one he got a piece of wood on, but he fouled it over to the third base side, more towards the Gulls dugout. Again, that small ball that the Cactus Rats aren't afraid to do.
Yeah, anything they can do to try to, you know, like you said, manufacture runs, and, you know, it's something that they utilized and did really well to their advantage last night in that victory.
And they just saw it happen against them in this last inning.
Yeah, so they're kind of like, okay, we're going to play it that way, are we? Well, maybe we want to get back involved in that game. And now he takes a pretty good hit down towards Graves over to first, and it is not in time for a double play. I think maybe Coleman Perry may have slid off the bag. Let's take a look here. As it was a 2-hopper to Graves, flips it over. And that throw
might have been just offline enough
or not in time, because Coleman Perry You know, that was some pretty good speedy running there for Freeman.
Had to stretch over more to right field than towards the base path, so that kind of loses a few feet there.
So Fermin gets on with a fielder's choice. And we get a little bit of a...
Verlaque thought he was hit by that pitch. The umpire said no, that was a foul ball. And now Blundell is...
Yeah, let's take a look here. We get a pretty good look off the replay here as this comes in. And it does hit him right off the elbow.
It sounded like a bat.
It did.
I'll give credit for that.
That's because
but
it hit his elbow.
Right on the shell.
It hit his elbow pad. And Blundell is, I mean, rightfully so, a little fired up. And now he's got to trot back to third. I think he got a warning there from Levi Wagner.
Getting heckled by some fans as well. Go back to third.
Yeah, and let's take a look at it again. I mean, he does have a pretty good case here. Yeah, that clearly comes right off the elbow. So, Gulls maybe get away with one there. And Seth Mahler. So bring up Matt Verlaque again, still at the plate. One runner over at first, one away. Mahler just .2 of an inning pitched back on Saturday night. He got the winning strikeout to end that game. And he comes inside with some heat, 91 miles per hour on that one.
Big swing as well there by Verlaque, trying to do some damage offensively here.
Double play is in order too here right now for the Gulls. But Mahler's going to say, I'm just going to take this myself and strike out the batter.
Caught him looking just down and away in the zone. Perfect spot.
Yep, good frame too by Reese Sherman. So I bring up Dan Kawanishi. He's got on base a couple times tonight, but due to walks. Has some really good patience in this game. So he's 0 for 1. Fouled off down the first base line. They sent the runner on that play, but Kawanishi does foul it off, so that will have to make Fermin go back to first. 1 and 2.
I do appreciate the aggressiveness that the Cactus Rats have in the batter's box on the base paths.
And they don't waste time. They want to get themselves set up in the best possible situation. And there's a swing and a miss as Mahler is fired up, as he should be. Back-to-back strikeouts for the kid who comes in and really holds the Energy City Cactus Rats to not much. One base hit, and that was it. How about 2 Ks back to back? And that one down and inside. He's got him going. Well, there's the K fence. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Ks on the fence on the night for the Sylvan Lake Gulls pitching staff. And they'll come back to the plate to the top of the batting order. Dom Giusti. In the bottom half of the 7th inning, we just had our 7th inning stretch. And Scott, you're pumping it up pretty good, buddy.
I'm pumped up.
You're pumped up. You got me pumped up. Maybe Dom Giusti's pumped up too. He's 2 for 3 on the night. Pretty good stuff there. Gulls with a 1-run lead, up 4-3. It's another close one between the Cactus Rats and the Gulls. Yeah, Giusti's having a pretty solid game with the bats. We gotta kind of guess. We gotta dial in here on our EG Auctions Player of the Game coming up. Stay tuned for the post-game show right here on the Gulls broadcast on FloCollege. We'll break down what we saw in this game and have the player of the game, of course, and just wrap things up and kind of get you teed up for what to maybe expect in Game 3 of this 3-game series between the Cactus Rats and the Gulls. Will it be a split series coming into tomorrow, or will it be a dominant series for one? Giusti pops this up all the way back. I don't know if this is staying in. It will go right into the dugout of the Cactus Rats. Just missing Jordan Blundell. Good dodge, Blundell. Good dodge. If he can dodge a ball.
You can dodge 5 Ds. Dip, dodge, duck, dive, and dodge.
Yeah, dodge, dip, dive. Duck, dip, dive, and dodge. What a movie. What a movie. Dom Giusti still at the plate. 2-2. Giusti pops this up into foul territory. And a catch made, but almost taken off the head of his fielder. He's
all
like,
smiles
I'm okay.
there.
Yeah, luckily it's all smiles, no harm done in foul territory as they kind of hug it out at the end of this play. But yeah, the center fielder, oh my. That was quite the play as Cervantes comes in and he gives his left fielder Nikita a big hug. That was a long ways for him to come. But a good out number 1 for the Cactus Rats.
Almost found another Bermuda's Triangle out there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's just where the Gulls have been popping up the balls. It's been going right into the furthest place away from the defense. And now this is hit hard. Deep left field, all the way back it goes. Goodbye. Maddox Shaver with the solo homer gives the Gulls a 2-run cushion.
Shaver me timbers. That one went yard. You like that?
Oh, I love that.
That was a good piece of hitting there.
Oh, wow.
Got a hold of that ball. Nice low one. Golfs it out of the park left field wall.
Oh, that's the call of the night right there. Shavers me timbers. That one's gone yard. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, start writing these down. These are good. These are good. Joey Marino steps back into the batter's box. So that brought a little bit of life back into Sylvan Lake as Joey Marino now hits it opposite field down the right field side. And that rolls to the wall for a stand-up double.
Bats have woken up.
Yeah.
Back-to-back extra base hits. They were using the small ball tactics earlier. Now a couple long balls and putting the ball all over the field here now.
Only one out runner in scoring position. Gulls looking to add on to their lead here. Ball swung on hard as well, but this foul. So yeah, the Gulls not wasting any time, starting to put some wood on the ball. And that's another thing for some of these guys too, you know, they come back you know, they come up from the States, and if they haven't played in this league before, they're not used to the wood bats. Down in college and university, they're using those aluminum bats.
Which sound do you prefer?
Oh,
do you
wood,
prefer the
100%.
Yeah,
100% the wood. I don't like the ting, ding. I mean, it's not the same. I love the crack of a wooden bat.
I think just for like hitting, I prefer the sound of the ting.
Okay.
But for like a home run ball, it's the crack of the bat.
Yeah.
Nothing like it.
No, exactly. That's fair. And that's off the end of the bat, just foul. Wasn't far from the line that time. Even count to Coleman Perry, 2-2. 5-3 Gulls lead it now, thanks to that solo shot by Maddox Shaver. It got up in the air, and it did not come down for a while. Finally did, but on the other side of the fence, out of this park. And Coleman Perry has been rung up a couple times tonight.
That's the hat trick for him.
That is the hat trick in strikeouts. And he takes a pretty good look at Levi Wagner behind him. We're not happy with that call. And yeah, he just freezes and pauses and says, really, man? He thought about swinging at it, but it was a good pitch inside for strike number 3.
That's the first one that wasn't on a full count.
Yes. So this will bring up Tylen Graves, the other home run hitter in this game. We've seen 2 home runs tonight at Gulls Field. We're pretty lucky, especially the fans in attendance. You're lucky if you get 1 in a given night, let alone 2 from the home team. And Graves takes this one right off the fists to the first baseman. He'll flip it back to the pitcher, and in time for the 3rd out. But things were really heated up by Maddox Shaver on this big shot. Solo homer gives the Gulls a 2-run lead heading into the top of the 8th. Seth Mahler back on the mound for his 2nd inning of work since coming in for Reese Usselman. He's already got a couple Ks on the night, just giving up the 1 base hit. No runs, and he's going to hope to hold the Energy City Cactus Rats at that as well with a 2-run lead now. This will bring up David Simmons, who is 0 for 3 on the evening. Well, they're just missing outside for ball 1. And you called it, Scott. As soon as that sun went down, things cooled right down. You see in the stands behind the dish, some people in blankets, hoodies, jackets. Yeah, it's making some people's nose run, you know, everything. It's a little bit chilly out there now. And
some toques out there.
There's a toque. Look at that. So some people call toque something different. It's
beanies?
Beanie or toque, I think. The States, they call it beanies.
I feel like there's another one, though. I don't...
Well, hoodies, you can, in Saskatchewan, they
bunny
call
hugs.
it a bunny hug.
Yeah.
Toque, beanie, or cap? No, I don't know. You going to do some research?
I'll do some market research.
All right. Love it. That's why we got you. 3-1 here to David Simmons.
A knit cap, watch cap, toboggan, stocking cap.
Oh
Those sound like really old terms.
Those sound like really old terms. Oh, and wow, that's a walk to the leadoff hitter in this inning, David Simmons. I'll bring up Riley Quack. 0 for 3 also tonight.
Typically a beanie, sometimes a winter hat.
Well,
that would check out.
Okay. In Canada, we call it toques.
The right fielder, number 3, Riley Quack.
Yeah, I thought toques were gone for the season, but some people like to wear them in the spring and in the fall.
It's like the people who wear shorts year-round.
Yeah.
You look
we
at
got
them a
those
little
too.
funny in wintertime.
Yeah,
but
we got those too. My dad's one of them. He doesn't wear the shorts outside, though. He'll wear the shorts in the house during the winter. At least he's smart enough to put pants on when he goes outside. When it's, below 0 degrees Celsius.
I obviously got the heat cranked up in the house to be wearing shorts.
Yeah.
Decently.
I mean, it's...
Or he just likes wearing shorts.
I think he just likes
Just
wearing
warming
shorts.
up.
We get a little bit of a mound visit here from Matt Hape. Trying to settle things down after 2 straight balls and a walk. Well, actually, I guess that wouldn't be 2 straight balls. I think he's now thrown 4 or 5 straight balls without finding the strike zone. So that prompted a little visit from Matt Hape, and we got a warm up in the bullpen. That's 27, maybe just buying some time for this guy to come in. Bryson Leach from Washington, also going to Gonzaga University. So maybe that Gonzaga University, connection with Sherman, the catcher for the Gulls, is kind of what they're going to be looking at to close things out here.
Mahler had back-to-back strikeouts to wrap up the 7th inning as well, so just got to dial in again and find what he had towards that inning as he was fired up after he got that second one.
Yep. And that's fouled off. Again, our scoreboard there, ladies and gentlemen, is brought to you by Stringham Law, a new sponsor for our digital scoreboard here on the broadcast. So, league-wide, I apologize. That's a league-wide sponsorship, Stringham Law. Proud supporter of the WCBL. As you can see on that board, it's 8-5 of the hits, and that is fair. Down the third baseline. Doesn't get any closer than that as the throw comes in. And now the Cactus Rats with 0 outs have 2 runners in scoring position. The tying run over at second. That was absolutely crushed down the line.
Yeah, right down the line, stayed fair across the third base, and then rolled into foul territory, but at that point it doesn't matter as it had already touched the ground.
And that'll do it for the pitcher in Seth Mahler as Matt Hape comes back out. He's going to take the ball away, and they're going to bring in the Gonzaga University product. Bryson Leach will make an appearance in this ball game. We'll step aside while he comes in and warms up. We'll be back with the remaining of the top half of this 8th inning when we come back. From Maple Valley, Washington, Bryson Leach makes an appearance in this ball game. Again, Gonzaga University player, and he's going to have that connection with his teammate in Gonzaga, Reese Sherman. Behind the dish, catching balls and strikes. This is going to be Liam Kirsch, who has been very dangerous tonight with a couple runners in scoring position to try and tie this ball game up. Sylvan Lake just trying to hold on because they're, they've been in the lead twice now in this ball game. And Energy City not going anywhere. Great off speed there. I mean, it looked like off speed, but it's showing on the gun. 86 miles per hour. Yeah, 2-1.
When I looked up and saw 86, I went, oh.
Yeah, why?
It's not quite the pitch I thought it was.
I don't know if that was maybe a glitch in the radar gun or what, but that one missing at 85. His off speed doesn't look.
Might just be a really hard curveball.
It might be. Hard to hit then if that's the case when it's coming out quick at you and it's got movement. 3-1. And he brings it back to full. It's a good pitch, 94 miles per hour. So I think that is his off speed.
It's a good 10-mile-an-hour difference.
Yeah, wow.
Just he can throw some heat.
Full count to Kirsch. Popped up, but behind us. Foul. That'll get out of the ballpark. Behind it hits the concourse and makes its way down the ramp. Kids go nuts. We get a little meeting here between the two Gonzaga University teammates to get on the same page. Maybe a little shake and bake, Gonzaga style.
You gotta shake it before you make it.
You do.
How many movie references have we had tonight?
Oh, we've had a couple. We've thrown in a few. Absolutely. Can't get a good movie past us. Full count. Liam Kirsch, runners at third and second, and that's going to get past Sherman after the meeting, and this game is to within now 1 for the Cactus Strats. So runners on the corner as David Simmons comes in after that pass ball. And Liam Kirsch continues to do what he does best. Really good at bat, taking that walk. This will bring up Hiraku Ikeda. And that goes right off the fist. In fact, that broke the bat. You could just hear it from up here. It did not sound good, and you can see it in the bat, actually. Yeah, it's a pretty good mark in the handle there.
You can see a chunk of wood come out, too.
Yeah, there's a good chunk out of that bat. Let's take a look at the replay here so you can see it comes off right off the fists, and yeah, the little piece
chip
comes out. So 0 outs, tie and run over at third right now. Gulls need to really dial it up here and bear down. And a good pitch quickly up 0-2. Good stop there by Sherman. Not letting that go by. Another one gets by him, then this game's tied.
Kirsch thought about going on that one too, and I wonder if they're trying to create that situation that the Gulls scored on, try to get the ball away from home.
Little draw play. Draw the throw to second and then send the guy at third home. We saw that happen already this season where it didn't work out, where Okotoks ended up throwing it out, and this is going to find the gap, and this game's tied. A great at-bat for Hiraku Akita with the RBI single, ties this ball game right up yet again as Energy City just doesn't go anywhere. Finds the hole and squeaks out to left field. So Riley Quack comes in to score, and with still 0 outs in this inning's starting to get away from Sylvan Lake a little bit. Energy City starting to turn it on. A couple runs scored.
It's an early theme in this season. The Gulls just not able to close out games just yet, giving up late runs within the 7th, the 8th, or the 9th inning.
Yeah, it's definitely been an early storyline for Sylvan Lake. Running into a little bit of trouble late in the ball game. And last year, you know, it was one of those years, especially in the later half of the year, where just if the Gulls were in the lead after 5 or 6, you felt comfortable going the rest of the way. Here is maybe a double play on the turn, and he's got him. So the long double play all the way from third base comes in a big, big way. Let's take a look at this again as it goes right to Maddox Shaver, makes the throw to Marino, and then the throw to Perry, and that was just in time. Doesn't get any closer than that.
Gulls had a bang-bang play like that earlier that they didn't get called in favor, and now they do. Now they'll have a chance to ideally get out of this inning with a tie game.
That'll bring up Micah Cervantes, who had a base hit back in the 7th, but that does do the trick as far as advancing Liam Kirsch to third. The leading run is only now 90 feet away, should Cervantes keep this in play. So a tie game as we near the end. Just another inning to go after this one. And this is lined out to right field, and it is caught! Are you kidding me? John Boy Rittenhouse lays all out for that one and saves a run being scored. Wow, that was something. Let's watch this again. This for sure looked like it was going to drop, and Rittenhouse somehow comes away with it. That is so far the catch of the year right there, folks. We'll be back with the bottom of 8 when we come back. Tie game back here at Gulls Field, 5-5 between the Gulls and the Energy City Cactus Rats. Welcome back. You're watching Gulls baseball on FloCollege, brought to you by Visit Sylvan Lake. Scott Stimson, Cale Clark up in the Gulls nest with you here on this Thursday night, and this is John Boy Rittenhouse, who has definitely made the catch of the game so far, and that definitely could be the catch that determines the outcome of this ball game as well, as he is at the plate.
Kept it a tie game at 5-5, and now he's got a chance to get things going offensively for himself.
Yeah, so far he's 1 for 3.
He's also got a sacrifice bunt as well, so productive out there.
And he hits this high and hard, but foul territory. That will land just at the fence of the bullpen. Scottsville, Virginia is where John Boy Rittenhouse hails from. Goes to the University of the Cumberlands. That one getting away from Liam Kirsch, who has been a heck of a player for the Energy City Cactus Rats in this game. He's definitely been one of the top players to watch for against Sylvan Lake in today's matchup.
2 doubles and a walk for him offensively, and defensively he's being pretty good behind the plate as well.
Yeah, absolutely. John Boy Rittenhouse will ground this right to Mizawa, who, has been absolutely perfect tonight with those throws. He's been busy. When he's been busy, he's been so good. And that's another player that's kind of on my radar that could, definitely be one of the best players on the Cactus Rats roster tonight. We talk about Kirsch. Well, Umazawa's right up there with him.
He's been pretty busy tonight in particular. He's had at least 4 ground balls that were sent his way.
So I'll bring up the DH, Bryce Turner, 1 away. And he tips this off. Gulls looking for maybe a late go-ahead run here. That would put the pressure on the Cactus Rats in the top of the 9th. Be huge if they can establish a run. At least 1, maybe 2 would be really nice for Sylvan Lake. Energy City with, of course, different plans. We've yet to see an extra inning game here this season. The way this is going, you almost have a feeling. Oscar Moy still on the mound for the Cactus Rats as well. He came in back a couple innings ago. Turner stays alive. 1-2. One of the fans yells Clearview Glass as that ball goes out of play. All foul balls are brought to you by Clearview Glass.
That's got to be a season ticket holder.
That is, or just a really good fan that knows the saying, because, it's said a lot throughout the games. And our public address announcer, that was coming right at my head, that one. Public address announcer Joe Whitbread allows and lets the fans sometimes call it, as it is just one of those repetition sponsors that it's a great sponsorship, if you ask me. Clearview Glass really, hit it perfectly when they were like, let's be the foul sponsor. I think that's a perfect tie-in, and it really is.
You got to have a glass company for foul balls.
You do. You really do. And Bryce Turner gets rung up on that one for a looking strikeout. A little low and a little outside, but Levi Wagner is going to call that a strike. That's a tough one for Turner to take.
You can't say he's been inconsistent with those calls.
No.
So he's sticking to his strike zone, which you got to respect that's for sure.
Yep. Ray Sherman takes a pretty good cut at that one. quickly up in the count for Oscar Moy here. 0-2 to Reese Sherman. Looking for a 3-up, 3-down inning. And he's got it. Strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Oscar Moy. Has Reese Sherman going down swinging on this one with a nice off-speed away. Catches him going all the way around. It is going to come down to the 9th inning. Tie game 5-5 between the Cactus Rats and the Gulls. Well, they're going to let the fate rest in Bryson Leach to close out this game and, well, give his team a fighting chance because it's a tie game right now. Anything can happen here in the top of the 9th inning, and it's going to go right back to the top of the batting order for the Cactus Rats. It's going to be number 13, Stephen Fermin, that will lead things off here. And it's still kind of up in the air. I mean, we feel like we picked the right player of the game, but, I mean, it could still come down to a bat, really. You just never know.
Really depends on what scenarios play out here tonight.
Pretty good cut at that one. As Fermin swinging at 2-1. 92 miles per hour on that gun. Only 6 strikeouts total tonight combined between the 4 pitchers. Full count to Fermin. That's where he got really. Sylvan Lake Gulls. And he wastes no time on that last throw, and it comes up high and inside, missing the strike zone. So it's a walk to lead things off here in the top of the 9th for the Cactus Rats.
Second walk for Stephen Fermin as he worked the count in his favor on this one.
Bring up Matt Verlack.
The second baseman, number 6, Matt Verlack.
Matt Verlack, my apologies, went 1 for 4 on the night. And we're starting to kind of, as more batters come up, the more we kind of get into the meat of the order here for the Cactus Rats. So if you're going to take care of business for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, you kind of want to do it now.
Cactus Rats are looking to get things going. Showing bunt on that first pitch was Verlack.
And another bunt down the first base line, scooped up, and a toss over to first in time for out number 1, but it does the job to advance a runner in scoring position as some good work there by Bryson Leach to field that ball, but a good bunt again by Matt Verlack.
Got the job done, advance the runner.
Ranner. We got the Ranner. That's okay. I've been saying worse tonight. It's one of those nights, you know. It's kind of night 2 in a row.
It's only going to get worse.
This inning, you know, there's been some long innings in this game, and I think our brains are just slowly shutting off right now.
Might be time for another Toonie dog.
I'm still trying to kind of nurse number 3. I don't know if I'm going to eat it. It's pretty cold by now. But they were good. I'm pretty full. I'm stuffed. I had the meat sweat.
Kind of down on you as well, not helping that out.
Yeah, that didn't help the sweats. 0-2 to Kawanishi. Ball swung on, goes right back to the pitcher, and it's going to land for a base hit. An unfortunate break there on Bryson Leach as it hits him, and he couldn't just quite control that ball. It kind of got away from him, came back to him pretty quickly, and tried to get a glove on it, but it went right off the bottom of the glove, off the leg, and then right. So take another look here. It took a hop, and yeah, went right off the leg.
Tough bounce there for Leach as he had fielded that bunt before. Only 1 out. Dangerous situation here for the Cactus Rats.
Very dangerous. David Simmons at the plate. The only thing you can hope for is maybe another double play for Sylvan Lake, and they're sending the runner. They're just going to let him because Sylvan Lake did that play to the Cactus Rats, and they weren't falling for it. So an uncontested stolen base. Now the double play is not in order, which is exactly what Cactus Rats wanted. And that misses up high. It's what the catcher and Reese Sherman wanted. He points back saying that was a good pitch.
Infield's in as well for the Gulls here as they don't want to allow another bunt that would score a run.
Yeah, you can see it there on your screen, and that one just getting away. So 3 here, as that's that noise that you're hearing in the background. That's a mic near the Gulls, or the dugout for the Cactus Rats. 3-1 the count. And this is hit high in the air. Center fielder's coming in. Dom Juiced, he's got a beat on it, and he's going to make the catch with a long throw. He's got an arm, and he gets it! Not in time. What a slide there made by Steven Fermin. I mean, the throw was there in time, but Fermin went all the way to the outside wide, and he slides right around the tag. Look at this throw by Juiced.
I don't know if he touched the plate. No, he did.
He did. That was just a really good slide by Fermin.
Because the Gulls threw over to third base to check in, but...
Well, to maybe just check to make sure he tagged up first.
Yeah.
Before the run, and he did. I wonder if we got a wide shot of making sure the tag did stay there, but clearly it was. Jeff Chipley was right there on the play. So 2 outs, but the Cactus Rats take the lead. And let's take a look at the replay here as we wait for the catch. Okay, yeah, he did wait until the throw came in, and he did wait, and my goodness, it doesn't get much closer than that. A really good slide there by Fermin as this is hit just foul down the third base line. So a sacrifice fly out for David Simmons. That brings up Riley Quack. And a good heads-up play, base running by Dan Kawanishi, who was over at first on that play before that play even happened. So he went all the way to third from that throw.
He took that stolen base.
Or sorry, I missed the stolen break. But yeah, thank you. That's right. The uncontested stolen base. Now the count even, so this is a huge pitch right now for Bryson Leach with 2 outs, 2-2 count to Riley Quack. And that takes a hop. Good stop again by Reese Sherman. Bryson Leach having a tough time right now. It's a huge pitch, full count. Kawanishi's going to be running on this play. And it is lined into the gap yet again. That is going to now go up by 2 runs for the Energy City as the bats continue to roll late in the ball game, and Sylvan Lake continues to struggle closing out ball games so far this season. And Energy City up by a pair.
No shot at that one, as that was right into the gap, like you said, between Maddox Shaver and Tylen Graves. Now the Cactus Rats go up by 2.
That brings up a dangerous batter tonight, Liam Kirsch. It's fouled back off the screen. So quiet crowd now here in Sylvan Lake after it was tied 5-5, heading to the top of the 9th. A chance to end the inning, but a sacrifice fly out to center scores in the go-ahead run, and then runner at third. A really good hit and timely RBI single by Riley Quack. 0-2 to Liam Kirsch. If the Cactus Rats and Gulls aren't, they're not careful, they might run into some rain here. The rain clouds are starting to roll in. See, and there's a swing and a miss. So a good strikeout to finally end this inning to only allow Cactus Rats 2 runs, but like I said, they did get the 2 runs, and now the pressure comes to the bats of the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Down 7-5. It's going to take some magic in the bottom of the 9th. They'll see if they can do it. We'll come back with this one. Bottom of the 9th inning, and we got a new pitcher on the mound for the Energy City Cactus Rats, and Hudson Kazicki. There he is on the mound. Hudson Kazicki comes from Sherwood Park, Alberta. Goes to the University of Mary. I hope we're pronouncing his name right. If we aren't, we do apologize. Feel free to shoot us a message on Twitter. Kale_Clark97. I believe is my handle.
Sounds right.
I think it sounds right. Or at Scott Stimson. Either or, you'll get a hold of one of us, and please fill us in if we are pronouncing any names wrong. We hope we are. We always want to give the love and the respect to both sides of the ball diamond. So Hudson Kazicki, a local guy from Sherwood Park, Alberta, looking to close this one out to give Energy City their 3rd win of the season and 2nd straight win over the Sylvan Lake Gulls. which has been a really good couple road games by Energy City. Isaiah Nolan will lead things off here in the bottom half of the ninth inning. Now, Sylvan Lake Gulls did make things interesting last night when they were in a situation. This time they were down that time 4 runs, and then they would score 2 and have bases loaded situation for the tying run at second. So, I mean, we have seen it done by the Gulls. It's just a matter of can they do it again, and now only with being down 2 runs, can they score 2 runs when they need to?
Obviously not ideal that they've put themselves in this situation, giving up late runs in the game, but last night you see offensively that it was good that they worked themselves back into the game and had a chance to walk it off in the 9th inning. So they're looking to keep that resiliency alive here in this game tonight here in the 9th inning, down by 2.
Isaiah Nolan taking 3 straight pitches for balls. He's walked once already tonight, but he's 0 for 2 with the bat. Gladly walk and get on base for back to the top of the batting order. And he will. So it's a leadoff walk for Isaiah Nolan. And the tying run has come to the plate in Dom Giusti.
Just got to keep working your way through the order. Next man up until you get some runs across the plate. Doesn't matter how you get on base as long as you get there.
And off speed comes in for a strike. Fans getting behind the home team here. Want to see something special. Bottom of the 9th inning, down 2. I don't think these fans want to go home just yet. Not just missing. 1-1. On deck, we have Maddox Shaver. And then, of course, the scheduled batter, Joey Marino. Tom takes a little bit of a look away on that one. Kind of almost bracing for impact in case it did, but didn't quite. 2-1 to the Elk Grove, California native.
That's a balk.
And it is a balk. Jeff Chipley calls it right behind the pitcher. And Hudson Kazicki, and you could hear the crowd, you can hear everybody calling that play. And you take a look at the replay here.
A little flinch there.
Yeah. And Dom Giusti fouls his back, so runner in scoring position. Isaiah Nolan gets that free pass.
Takes a little pressure off the hitter there. Now you're not afraid of a ground ball turning into a double play, ideally.
Yeah, I know, 100%. Not sure if necessarily these guys think that way, but they might. I think Dom Giusti just wants to get this in play and get on base. And he hits this right to the shortstop in Cervantes, and he makes the throw in time for out number 1. And that would have been a double play.
Yep.
Had Isaiah Nolan not gotten that free bag on the balk ball.
Keeps the Gulls in a good spot right here with Max Shaver, who's got a home run in his last at bat.
Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah, nice time to get another.
Yep. And off speed comes in, missing the zone. Energy City's dugout quite vocal. You can hear the cheers, the chants, the hollers coming from the dugout.
Now it's the opposite side that you're hearing more from, with the nose on balls.
Yeah.
But all game long, you could hear those Cactus Rats in the dugout.
Yeah, they're vocal. This is a huge game for them, of course, and Shaver lines this again right to the shortstop Cervantes, and he misses the throw. What a break there for the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
No doubt.
That is what you needed. David Simmons somehow misses that catch on the throw from Cervantes. Let's take a look. Cervantes, clean pickup, clean scoop, a one hopper, and that just gets, I don't know, was it offline or did David Simmons just miss that catch? It didn't look like it was very far offline. Like, it wasn't looking like Simmons had to really stretch out for it. I think he just missed that hop.
It's an error either way. It's just a matter of who gets credited with that. But
so the tie and run in scoring position. Yeah, absolutely. Tie and run in scoring position. Like last night at second, and it is going to be okay. So they're giving this error to the shortstop. It was the throw.
That puts 2 runners in scoring position.
Joey Marino. What an opportunity here. Sylvan Lake can tie it up with the swing of a bat. You got Coleman Perry on deck. And we do have some warm-up in the bullpen for Energy City, should they need it. And that's a good snatch there by Liam Kirsch. Not allowing that going back of the screen.
It's Justin Puelo warming up in the bullpen. Former Swift Current 57 the last couple of summers out of the Bronx, New York.
Okay, good to know. And that one gets past. That's a wild pitch. They're going to send him in. Isaiah Nolan comes in, and it's now just a one-run game in Sylvan Lake. The tie and run at third with 1 out. That was a wild pitch by Hudson Kozicki. And Jordan Blundell may have seen enough here.
Very, very similar to last night's game, as it's coming down to the wire, and we'll see if it's going to be a different ending to this one that might go in favor of the Gulls this time.
And if them Jordan Blundell, you're just buying time right now. This is what you're doing. You're buying time for this pitcher to warm up in the bullpen, because I don't think you were expecting to have to, throw a new pitcher in this 9th inning. And you know exactly what Blundell's doing. He's going to wait until Levi Wagner comes up to tell him, all right, he literally used up as many seconds possible as he could in that visit on the mound. That was a lengthy visit. So,
and they're still facing a 3-1 count.
Still facing a 3-1 count. Joey Marino at the plate, tie and run at third. What an opportunity for the Gulls.
Infield's in for the Cactus Rats now.
And a swing and a miss brings the count to full. Oh boy. This is a huge pitch. Marino stays alive.
Fights that one off.
What a game.
Just got to lift it over the infield or get it by somehow.
Full count to Marino. 1 away. And it's a strikeout. Marino thought he had first base, but those have been called strikes all night by Levi Wagner. And now this gets interesting. It was painting the opposite batter's box line for sure. That's a tough one for the Gulls, a tough break, but like you said earlier, Scott, it's been consistently called tonight. It's a pretty big strike zone. It is and it isn't. It just depends. Like, there's been some that you think are going to be a strike, and it's been called balls by Levi Wagner. So you just never know, as that one almost gets by. That's a good stop by Kirsch, because that's a couple times he's had to make those.
That's a game-tying run that would cash in if he doesn't make that play.
Okay, so here's the guy that's had his fair share of strikeouts. And Coleman Perry, it's not been his night. And the game on his bat right now, this is a huge moment. And Hudson Kazicki is respecting Coleman Perry's bat right now, considering not giving anything close to him, keeping it all outside and away. I would think he's going to try to come inside with this one. 2 outs. Gulls down to their final out with tying run at third. And Perry lines this in the gap. This game is tied. A sigh of relief for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. And we're going to see more baseball, at least for now.
Great approach there by Coleman Perry. Just keeping himself calm at the plate. Had a couple balls that weren't even close, and then he gets one good look, and now he's going to get exchanged out here for a pinch runner. Yes, and Michael Quick.
Yeah.
Try to speed things up on the bases and get that game-winning run here in the 9th inning. Let's walk it off.
Now Tyler Graves has a really good opportunity here. The pressure's now off. You're tied. You don't have to worry about now, you know, this game ending right away. If this goes to another out, well, then it just goes to extra innings. But obviously Tyler Graves wants to now use this opportunity and have the game on his bat to walk it off. Michael Quick over at first. He's speedy too. That off speed comes right off the tip of the glove. I don't know how Kirsch kept that in his glove, but it literally was sitting at the very tip of his glove. It didn't have much more room.
That was a snow cone right there.
That was a snow cone, yeah. Great analogy. That's perfect. I love that. So that'll do it, I think, now for Hudson Kazicki, as Jordan Blundell comes out for the second time in this inning, and they're going to bring in the new pitcher in the bottom half of this 9th inning. As Blundell takes the ball, and we'll wait for this new pitcher to come in, get loose, get warm, and we'll see some more baseball going on, ladies and gentlemen, because we're still in the bottom of the 9th. We'll be back with more Gulls baseball. The fifth pitcher coming in for the Energy City Cactus Rats tonight. This is Justin Pueo, who is from Bronx, New York, goes to Western Nebraska Community College. And the winning run over at first. Michael Quick, the pinch runner in for Coleman Perry.
Inherits a 1-0 count as well with 2 away.
Yeah. So Tylen Graves already with a home run. He's 2 for 4. And that paints the outside. As Tylen Graves tries to, that was the same pitch that had Perry, or sorry, that had Joey Marino looking back like, really? And that one comes inside. Now 1-2 to Graves. Two-way. Tylen Graves looking to keep this inning alive. And Quick goes to second, and it's not, you know what? I think that's a smart play by Energy City. Liam Kirsch is just like, nope, I'm just going to hold on to this, let him take second. But now you got a runner in scoring position.
You don't want to accidentally let him get to third there.
Well, exactly, right? You got to
take care of this batter you're facing.
Got to be smart. Tylen Graves, watch that go inside. Now a full count to Graves. And if he can split the outfielders here and hit this off the wall, it's game over. Full count. 2 out. Winning run at second. And that's inside. So Graves gets a walk with a good at-bat. That brings up John Boy Rittenhouse. And if you remember what happened back in the 8th inning, that's why, in a way, we're still here right now.
Yes, he had a huge diving catch to get out of the inning.
So John Boy Rittenhouse hits this hard, right center field. That's gonna be it. That's the ball game. Rittenhouse walks it off. The Gulls come back and defeat the Cactus Rats.
What a storybook ending here of a game for especially John Boy Rittenhouse. Kept the game alive with that diving catch in right field, and then he cashes in the game-winning run in the 9th inning to walk it off. It does not get much better than that, does it, Cale?
It really doesn't. I mean, Rittenhouse, we talked about him going back to literally that diving play that he made in that 8th inning that kept things alive, and unbelievable. I mean, and then he hits this ball right center field a long ways off the wall, and it scores the winning run, our first walk-off of the season. Wow, that was something to see.
That's baseball.
That is baseball at its finest. What a dramatic finish in this game. And we're going to go down to field level with Jared Waldo, our player of the game.
Here with the player of the game is Jared Waldo.
Your EG Auctions player of the game with the walk-up number 7, John Boy Rittenhouse. John Boy, that was a great piece of work. Talk us through what you were seeing as you knocked that one out.
He was just living away. I was just looking for someone that I don't have to play just to punch that way. I got some, put a good swing on it.
You know, I think this team has been waiting for a moment just to get things going here. I know you guys have been close the first handful of games, but tonight, especially in the bottom of that inning, it seemed that you guys had a lot of poise, a lot of patience at the dish, and it really seemed to pay off.
Yeah, for sure. Just letting the ABs come to us, not forcing anything, making them throw strikes, making them come to us, and just executing, you know.
Well, it's a great feeling here early in the season. This is our first chance to talk to you. What's it been like to be with this group of guys here in Sylvan Lake?
It's pretty awesome. This place is special, and everyone has welcomed me with open arms, and I'm happy to be here, and I'm ready for a great summer.
Well, let's do it again tomorrow night. Sound good?
Yes, sir.
Your EG Auctions player of the game, John Boy Rittenhouse.
What a series, what a game this has been against the Energy City Cactus Rats. I mean, both nights, fans getting their money's worth right to the bitter end. This time it goes in the home crowd's favor. John Boy Rittenhouse with the walk-off double to win it for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. You know, going in the bottom of the 9th inning, down 2 runs. Just one of those games, Scott, that like, it's hard to kind of put a finger on it. I mean, Sylvan Lake got a start that they wanted, but then Energy City found a way to come back, and then Energy City was in lead, and then Sylvan Lake kind of had to find themselves, having to claw themselves back in the game. It was a lot of like ups and downs in this ball game, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of back and forth action. This baseball game, we said it last night, we say it again tonight, it had everything. We saw a couple long bombs for the Gulls, a couple home runs, and we see them play some small ball as well, advancing runners on sacrifice bunts and some smart running on the bases as well. And then we see them have the late game rally, 3 runs in the 9th inning to walk it off. That's the storybook ending they were looking for last night. They get it tonight.
Well, something that's been kind of similar from last night into tonight was definitely the late plays from Energy City. They kind of established more runs late in the game, and we almost saw that same storyline from last night into tonight. Like, oh boy, Sylvan Lake's kind of not giving up, but letting this one get away from them. But at least this way, they found a way to come back and win it in the bottom of the 9th.
Pretty well every game this year for the Gulls has gotten a little dicey in the 7th, 8th, 9th inning. They gave up 4 runs between the 8th and the 9th tonight, and they pull it off. They get a couple runs back in favor. They keep the game close enough to give themselves a chance, and that's all you want when it comes down to the 9th inning.
An absolute nail-biter here tonight. Sylvan Lake found a way to get the job done, evening this series, heading into tomorrow for this best of 3 3-game series. Now it's winner takes all tomorrow night when they take on Energy City yet again. But it has been fun to watch. Some balls that have gone up high in the air and have found some space to drop. Some really great double plays from both teams. Energy City, a little bit not of a great second night for Snap Woman. She lost for the second straight night, but some really good plays there by the third baseman. A little bit of iffy plays out in foul territory. Some home runs we saw too. I mean, we got, like you said, a little bit of everything here tonight, and then of course the walk-off homer from the big guy, John Boy Rittenhouse, and it was a big night, a big finish for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Exactly what you wanted. They'll do it all over again tomorrow night with the water coming down. Ladies and gentlemen, for Scott Simpson, Green Onion Media, I'm Cale Clark with another bird's eye view on this one. Good night.